Yes, sir. That is excellent. Most Ricky Tick. All right, Karen. Can you please bring that young beat back? Bring that beat back. Bring that beat back.
The Self Love Show, giving you more than
Vitamins and minerals.
Food for your soul, information and plans integral to making your mind grow. With more growth and development, BS is irrelevant to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent. It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. We wordsmith 9 mil. The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. You know how the story goes. It's the Self Love Show.
Nina Ross. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network, or as we say, TATN. This is a safe spot where we dive deeply into the intersections of mind, body, spirit, and culture. I'm one of the co-hosts, Nine Millie. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High, and my late beloved Mama Sky. I miss you every moment. The world saves its most breathtaking lessons for the boldest amongst us. And today we're stepping into the heart of them. In part 1, we explored the wonders that stretched our imagination. But now in part 2, we're going to enter into the realm of the top 5, the places where Earth stops being scenery and becomes a mirror, a reflection. These wonders don't just impress, they transform you. They remind you how small you are, how powerful you are, and how much beauty exists when you let life unfold on a scale bigger than your fears. Each of these top 5 wonders carries its own myth, its own energies, its own message for everyone willing to listen. Some rise into the sky, some fall endlessly into the earth, and some glow with a light that feels almost supernatural. But all of them share one truth. Nature don't apologize for its greatness. It expands, erupts, cascades, and shines. And in doing so, it gives you permission to follow suit. So tonight, as we rank the most extraordinary natural wonders on Earth, I want you to hear more than facts. I want you to hear the invitation. The invitation to grow, to stretch, to rise, to fail, to rebuild, to glow, just like the world's greatest creations. Because these wonders ain't just out there on the map. They're inside you too. So, whip out your self-love vision and your 10 hats. This is the Self Love Show, and this is the revolution. And the revolution will not be on YouTube. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live in living color today on Thursday, April 30, 2026 at about 7:20 in Cheyenne. And as always, you cats can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here together. That's right. Here together. Bear down, bear down, bear down, bear down, brother Wordsmith. What you manifested today?
Love, Nine, as always. You know me. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say tough, others say harsh, but I can assure everyone it's self-love just the same.
No doubt.
What's been going on in your neck of America, the land of our forefathers?
Been rolling. You know, the delivery man has a plan in place all the time. So went to the southern end of the state and went to the Cahokia Mounds.
Okay.
Yeah, we was on the 9 wonders, and you know, and and then later in the week, I went to Starve Rock, but I didn't go all the way up. It was just like a precursor on the way back from a delivery. So next time, going to Starve Rock.
Why they name it Starve Rock?
Um, it was Indian tribe. I don't want to say the wrong one, but I think Potawatomi killed Iroquois chief, and they wanted revenge. They came for get back, and they forced them all the way up until they was on this mountain,
Trapped them
and
up there until they starved to death?
yep.
You mean tell me that you rather starve to death than come down there and die like a man?
Well, I'm thinking it probably wasn't. The man was probably already dead.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey,
You
each
know,
his own.
yeah, the man was probably already dead. They one of them went and killed their chief. So yeah, they forced the rest of. They got rid of the whole thing. So yeah,
All right, Starve Rock. That's what's up. That is what's up.
and it's a trip because that going there found out that the French came and they had a fort there on the same top of that same land.
Fort Dearborn. No, that's
No,
in
Fort
shot.
Fort. Yeah, that was in Shad. Yeah, right off the Chicago River and near Lake Michigan. But this was at Starve Rock. They had a long standing. Well, it wasn't that long. It was a few years, and they got ran up out of there.
Mm-hmm. All right. What to expect on the Self Love Show? We always kick it off with the quote of the day. Then we got our more growth and development video that takes less than 1 minute, I promise you. And your mind is a terrible thing to waste. So we do, or we don't. I don't think we have a dome teaser. We don't. All right, never mind. But your mind is a terrible thing to waste. Exercise your brain. Today's topic: ranking the top 9 natural wonders of the world. This is part 2, so we're going to be doing the top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5. Do me a favor, smash that like button. But first, announcements. Announcements. Any announcements out there? I'll start it. I'll stop the violence. Stop the violence, y'all. And if you haven't subscribed out there, subscribe. Free the guys, prison of slavery. And yeah, go get your checkups up there out there. Go see your doctors and your dental professionals and make sure your avatar's doing well. Any announcements there, Brother Wordsmith, out there?
Midwest Festivals presents Ancestral Echoes, a dynamic, enjoyable festival, house music extraordinaire. Hours from first day, Juneteenth,
Juneteenth.
4 p.m. to 4 a.m. Saturday morning.
Music.
Back again at 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. Sunday.
Fun.
Extraordinary house music. Community. Like minds. One of the greatest experience you ever have. But you gotta be there.
Gots to be there. Professionally laid out. Gots to be there. Can't explain it. If there's anybody out there who's been to any of these places that we've I know Brother Roadsmith's been to Niagara Falls. Any of these places that we're unpacking here today, we want to hear from you. These are lessons, not lectures. Type it in the chat. Also, where are you checking in from? What state? If you feel comfortable, what city? If you feel more comfortable, what side of town? If you feel more comfortable, what neighborhood? If you're a YN, go ahead and let us know what block you on. You know
Don't
what
do
I'm
any of
saying?
that. Not on our show.
And list your ops. You know, I mean,
No.
they're doing it anyway. What can we do?
So what? Not on here though.
All right. All right. All right. Big ups to his point. Big ups Midwest Festivals presents Ancestral Echoes. That information is pinned in the chat. You can go to www.ancestralechoes.net to reserve your spot. You know, you could pull up with a trailer, you could pull up with a tent for those advanced campers, experienced campers, or for the novices or intermediates. You know, there are places who can drop ship you a camper out there and get it all set up for you out there.
Or glampers. I mean, you're experienced, but you know how to glamp.
Yeah, you're
We
glamping.
glamp.
You
It's
don't want to sit
glamping. We
all over there.
glamping.
Yeah, you're glamping. You ain't trying to sweat, bust a sweat. Good point. And then they got tents out there for a very small, reasonable fee out there that you can rent from the festival. Support copper colored businesses. Enjoy yourself. Reconnect with the ancestors. Get out there amongst the stars. Very limited light pollution. You're going to see stuff in the sky if you look, but most of you won't look anyway because you're afraid of yourself. Not all of you, most of you. Big ups Tay Mills Aesthetics, multicultural skin, body, and weight loss pro. Find yourself in sunny Southern California, Los Angeles area particularly. Reach out to Tay Mills at www.taymilzaesthetics.com. That's been pinned in the chat. Best in the world. Tell them the Self Love Show sent you.
Yeah,
Uh,
have we got the Zoom uh, appointments? I mean, we worked that out
yeah,
yet.
she's actually working on something similar to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Got to be because
yeah,
she's so dynamic and amazing.
yeah.
It can't be limited to the LA area. It cannot.
Very
No way.
fair.
No
Very
way.
fair. Very fair. That's fair. Yeah, we'll have more information about that coming soon. Big ups Bella B. Bella B Designs. Maybe you're throwing a music fest. Maybe you want some swag put on shirt or shirts. Maybe. You reach out to Bella B. Bella B does great work. She can design it for you, or she can put your designs onto clothing. All right. That's you can reach Bella B at designs365@gmail.com. Thank you, Karen. Karen just dropped that in the chat. That's designs365@gmail.com. Last but not least, Gym Recovery. The J, the I, the M, the J, the I, the M, the J, the I is Jim. It's recovery. Ding dong. Recovery. Find yourself in a pinch out there, your whip on fire up. You know what I mean? The guys are milling around, waiting to smash and grab and rummage through your personal effects. They're looking for your pistol, and they probably want to steal your identity because a lot of white folks and black privilege leave pistols in the car because you can't bring them in the building you're going to.
White folks leaving them in there?
Yeah, a lot of white folks leave their
White
pistols in
folks?
the car. Oh, pink.
Pink. Oh,
Well,
okay.
pinks and whites. They're not all pink.
No, they're not. But
Yeah, they're not all pink.
most of the whites is not leaving their gun in their glove compartment.
You'd be surprised. That's what the YNs be smashed. They be looking for those sticks.
Yeah, those are the pinks. They get them from.
And big ups to all the YNs. All right. Yeah. So if you're in a pinch and you need your whip towed, reach out to JIM Recovery. He's going to pull up in a brand new flatbed, top of the line. He's going to have some Fox in his box, a lot of other things as well. But he can get your whip up there faster than anybody else can in the business through any situation. Over 4 decades of experience. Let him pull up and get you and your personal property to safety. All right, that's all I got, Brother Wordsmith. Enough of my yapping. Handle your business, bro.
Sir, yes, y'all. The Self Love Show. Don't stop at all. As always, we have a very important video, the Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation off of. But as always, we have first the Self Love Show quote of the day. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Good. Once again, look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Good. Henry David Thoreau.
Song of myself. We don't know exactly what was in his heart, but
Hey, words are words, people are people, and intention is intention. And he wrote it a long time ago, so that part. Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1,
Repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. Number 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
And number 10, protect our men, women, and children by any and all means necessary.
Out there. Facts, 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 and more facts. In case you missed last week's show, we unpacked part 1 in this 2-part series, the top 9 natural wonders of the world. And we also had an honorable mention out there.
So much information. I suggest you go check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, these are bucket list items for some. I guess we'll do the man-made ones at some point. Because I definitely have to get to. I've been called to Egypt since I was a very young lad. Called to the pyramids out there. Called to the Sphinx out there.
Feel you.
Yeah, since a very young lad.
Just want to suggest you check the ones out in America first. The ones that's closer.
Yeah, they are closer and easier to access, huh?
Yeah, and older.
Yeah,
and older.
Well, older than the ones in Egypt.
Oh yeah.
By how much?
Well ahead.
Like, I guess they would have to be.
I mean, you look at the development of structures the way they said the pyramid with the slope was the last one.
Yeah.
It was a mounds. They moved mounds of earth or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they made step pyramids.
Yeah.
And then they went to that.
Yeah. The engineering, I guess, improved over time.
I don't know if improved, because all of them are still there. The mounds are still there. The step pyramids are still there. The ones that they didn't blow up. In St. Louis, it was so many on the river, on both sides of the river, and they only left the ones on the side of Illinois, and not all of them either.
Yeah.
They were exploding those things. But
well, typically that's how engineering quote goes. It usually improves over time. Typically.
Yeah. They can't make a pyramid now, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, but if that was the last pyramid made, I would probably say it was improved over time. It looks like it was the one that was the most difficult to construct, in my mind. You can feel a different way, but it looks like they're the largest, more streamlined. I don't know. Seems like I don't know. What do you guys think? Ranking the top 9 natural wonders of the world. This is part 2. All right. We don't have a pregame video, so enough of the appetizers out there.
Let's quench. Oh, I was saying it wasn't more advanced because they can't build that now. That's what I said. It improves over time. I get what you were saying. You were saying over that era, but
right.
Over time was what you said, and that was the problem I had with it, because they can't make a pyramid now. Was my response, my rebuttal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, let's jump to it. All right, we right in it, y'all. We right in it. All right. Number 5. Well, you know what? It might be pro. if I'm using this right. First to the list, the first ones we covered in the week one.
I definitely have to.
All right. Number 10, the honorable mention was the Grand Canyon out there.
Wow.
Yeah. The Brady Bunch went there and got cursed out there. Peter went out there and took. Oh, no, that was when they went to Hawaii. But they got lost in the Grand Canyon. I always confuse those two shows. All right. Number 9, the Perucutan. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Perucutan volcano in Mexico popped up out of nowhere like a pimple, Brother Wordsmith.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty amazing. Harbor of Rio de Janeiro. That might be fun to visit.
I know it will be.
Harbor
Harbor.
of Rio de Janeiro is what they call it. Yeah. All right. The Galapagos Islands. I don't know if you can really go there. It's one of those places they don't like you to go. Kind of like Antarctica. They don't want you to see what's going on there.
Not at all.
They have some very different evolutionary animals there that doesn't seem to fit the profile. You know, that could be very well where humans started. Seems to make sense. Ecuador, middle of the earth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ecuador in the Americas.
Yeah, middle of the earth. You know what I'm saying? That climate, you know.
Definitely in the Americas.
Angel Falls in Venezuela was number 6. Those falls that's taller than the what you talking about Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we covered in part 1. And this is part 2. Go ahead there, fellow.
In the Americas.
Venezuela.
Yeah, most of that was in the Americas.
Yeah, Ecuador, Brazil, Mexico, all of it.
Yeah,
all of it. All right, let's start with Victoria Falls. Back-to-back falls. Coming in at number 5, Victoria Falls is one of the Earth's most powerful spectacles. Listen to this. A mile-wide wall of water dropping into a roaring gorge with a thunder you can hear from miles away. Its rising mist creates rainbows by day and rare moonbows, never heard of such a term, at night, turning the whole landscape into a living light show. Standing before it feels like looking at a waterfall, feels less like looking at a waterfall and more like witnessing planet Earth unleash its full, breathtaking force.
Yeah, I think I need to see that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know, smoke a L right there. I don't know what the laws are over here.
I've been in Niagara Falls like a mug, but I mean, like a mile?
A mile.
So a mile wide, steady flow.
Yes. Well, we've got we're
about to see it. Okay, we're about to see it.
Well, we've got some footage, but you know, this isn't just like that video you watched had nothing on Niagara Falls, actually being there.
Yeah.
Just like you got to be there to experience ancestral echoes out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're going to give you a little bit of what we can give you.
I got a great experience with Niagara Falls, man. That was amazing.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
fair use.
That definitely ain't doing it justice. Oh, my God.
Okay, hold on. Look at that.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
Okay, so that's even better than I picture it because I pictured.
Victoria Falls is a truly spectacular.
The smoke that thunders, that's what the ancestors called itself. Because this mist, they say when you're far
Yeah.
away, it just looks like the whole thing's on fire.
Yeah. That makes
Water
sense.
mimics fire. Mist mimics smoke, I mean.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when I was out in the valley in my first forest fire out here, the ashes was dropping down and it was mimicking snow. I kept cutting my windshield wipers on it, increasing my following distance and driving slower because my mind kept telling me it was snowing.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yin and yang.
Well, I mean, it's a thin line between love and hate.
It's a thin line.
I mean, you got the damn yin and yang. It's a very thin line between that. And they laid right up next to each other. It's a very thin line. And smoke and mist. I mean, apparently.
Waterfall. It is located on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe. The local people call it Mosi Oatunya, the smoke that thunders, and thunder it does, sending up a deafening roar and a plume of spray visible for miles. This is no ordinary waterfall. It is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It is a place of breathtaking beauty and raw power.
Don't look like it's they made a big mall out of it. Don't look like it's as accessible as Niagara Falls.
Yeah, this looks like this is untainable. I don't think you really can do that like that. I mean, a mile? Where do you set up anything?
Yeah.
And you look at the little falls between the thing, it's just rocks blocking that. And
yeah, I guess you can anchor a huge bridge.
No.
Over from one side to the other side. And the people can stand up on it and look down.
Well, a bridge, you got to be all the way over. That's a mile long.
And how do you support to make the bridge? Yeah.
Every minute, millions of liters of water from the Zambezi River cascade over its edge. Victoria Falls is over 1.7 kilometers wide. That is wider than a mile. The waterfall's over 100 meters, which is taller than a 30-story building. The sheer scale of the fall.
Yeah.
Proof of the firmament.
Well, how does it prove the firmament? Well, I know the Bible talked about the rainbow a lot. It was the proof of God's covenant with
the shape
men and women.
The shape of it and the appearance of it through some water being, or the atmosphere or whatever they want to call it, however it is. It's the shape of it is one of the main things.
Falls is difficult to comprehend. The Zambezi River carves a deep chasm into the landscape. This chasm is known as the Batoka Gorge. The gorge is filled with rapids and whirlpools. It is a challenging and exciting place for whitewater rafting.
Shit.
Despite the harsh conditions, a surprising variety of plants and animals thrive around the falls.
I've never heard anybody going over these falls in a barrel.
Hell no.
Just haven't heard of it.
Lush rainforest.
Not on purpose. Not on purpose anyway.
Yeah. They probably out there fishing. You got good fish over here. Yeah, those fish was over there. They felt safe.
They knew they was
thrive.
Yeah.
You didn't, motherfucker.
Yeah. No human dumb enough to come over here.
Spray. This rainforest is home to monkeys, baboons, and colorful birds.
Yeah,
Elephants are sometimes seen crossing the Zambezi River above the falls. Hippos and crocodiles lurk in the calmer waters below.
Hippos are the most dangerous animals on earth towards humans.
Absolutely.
They will fuck you up.
Towards any animal.
Yeah. But they will fuck you up.
Yeah, they don't give no fuck.
No.
Who you are. If you in their area, your ass is in danger.
They don't defer to, oh, that's a human. Let me leave him alone. He don't taste good.
They don't defer to any animal. And they wouldn't even eat us. They're vegetarians. They just kill you and keep it moving.
Vegetarians, huh, fella?
Yeah.
Victoria Falls is a reminder of the power and beauty of the natural world. a place of deep significance. Victoria Falls has great cultural and historical significance for both Zambia and Zimbabwe. For centuries,
Yeah, look at them, the swarthy. None of them got deodorant on.
Doesn't matter.
local
It's not the same thing.
All right. Nice looking outfits. Those are very nice. They got the locks too, Self, which they said started in Jamaica, which seems like a lie.
Are you serious? There's dreadlocks on the pyramids of Giza,
Yeah.
which ain't even as old as the dreadlocks in the pictures of the Aztecs and all of that. They fucking talking about Jamaicans.
Yeah, well, the Aztecs.
No disrespect.
Well, the Aztecs were,
Jamaicans.
yeah, well, the
Aztecs
Aztecs,
were
according
what?
to, they were Mexicans, according to.
No, they were us. Shit, you was talking about it's nonsense. I said dreadlocks. If you got locks, then you're not nobody else.
I've seen some pinks and some Mexicans with locks.
No, you've seen them with some matted hair. You've seen them with
tribes have
some matted
revered
fur.
the falls as a sacred place. They believe that the falls are home to powerful spirits. The falls were discovered by the explorer David Livingstone.
Look, he discovered them. No other human being, no other man or woman had ever seen these falls until
Ooh.
David Livingstone Lyceum, until he showed up with his suit on and his
Well, you
little
know.
bow tie, and he
That-
discovered it.
That's a whole lie. I wonder if they say they discovered it. You know what I mean? If they even use that language.
I don't
because that
think they
seemed like
did.
a white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They were just saying what they found. When
But
they
it's
got there, but
2026,
wasn't
and
the
they still
discoverers.
saying this shit though.
Yeah, because this is some white supremacy. This is some white people are better, and we went there and discovered the whole world and civilized everybody and all that when they were the most uncivil people ever.
This is literally saying that the people who were there aren't people, and it's 20. When was this made? When was this made? Somebody had to take his ass there across. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Someone who had been there.
And who's going to keep him from getting?
It wasn't their
Murked.
first time there.
No,
And he discovered it. He discovered it, but they took his ass there.
correct.
They knew where they were going, but he discovered it.
Yeah, I mean, this is made
Nonsense.
in 2025, and they're still saying this to our children.
In 1855, he named them after Queen Victoria.
Oh, he named them after Queen Victoria herself.
Today, the falls are a
Mm-hmm.
UNESCO World Heritage Site.
You already know what the natives called it.
But it did it right. I said it did start off with that. So
If the natives had a name for it already, he ain't discovered nothing.
of course.
They are a major
There's a little something they built right there, Self. You see that? Everybody's piled in there. You got to trust that, don't you? Oh, you got to trust that
Shit.
construction. All them people on there. Oh,
That looks like a drawing or a painting.
some AI. That would make a nice painting. If you're sitting over here and you can paint that.
tourist destination for both countries. Experiencing the falls. There are many
Wow,
ways
look
to
at
experience
that.
the magic of Victoria Falls. You can walk through the rainforest and enjoy the views from different vantage points. You can take a boat trip on the Zambezi River
There you go, Seth. You can take a boat trip with the sword.
if you are from different vantage points.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that part. Nope. You don't see no swarthy on that.
He's on it.
No, that's something different. I'm talking about that white rafting shit. They was talking
Oh,
about some
yeah.
raft. No,
Yeah.
you don't see no swarthy on
Yeah.
that. What do you mean? It's
Yeah.
all
You can
those
take a
people.
boat trip on the
But-
Zambezi River.
They probably smell though.
I see what you're talking about right there. Oh, yeah, you know they stink. They ain't showered in weeks.
If you are feeling adventurous, you can go whitewater rafting. You can go bungee
See,
jumping.
they
talking
built
about-
that bridge. See how they built that bridge? You could build another bridge across this whole thing. If you're able to build a bridge here, you should be able to build a bridge across this whole thing.
That's not a mile.
Hmm?
I said that distance right there is not a mile.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they got stuff to brace it on here. See down there, they got the
Yeah.
yeah.
can go bungee jumping.
Can get
can
you
even swim in
closer
the
to
devil.
it though. That's for damn sure.
It said you can go bungee jumping over the
Oh
falls.
yeah,
So.
yeah, whatever. Yeah. That's some
There's a swarthy right there. Look at him out there. The pepper, salt and pepper.
that's AI.
He out there getting sun. That's got to be AI. Is it? You sure?
I'm not sure, but I'm
Yeah, how'd they get there? You're right.
very
Pool.
This I would not be doing. Whatever. No. See
I
the
don't think
rainbow?
anybody would be doing that or could be doing that. They're acting like they can look over the fall somewhere where it's not no running, and that's just ridiculous.
And
That's
even if they're holding on to something like the force of the water ain't.
right. It's nothing. At that point, there's no whitewashing pushing you at all. They're almost at the edge. It's like they
And,
got
and,
that one looking over the edge.
and how do you exit?
It's complete bullshit.
How do
what
you
it
leave?
is. That's AI.
A natural rock pool perched right on the edge of the falls. Victoria Falls
Look at
is a must-see
That is beautiful.
destination. It is a place of incredible beauty and power that will stay with you long after you have left.
All right, that's Victoria Falls, as they would say in Venezuela. They don't like to say the V. I don't think the V existed in the ancient history. The letter V.
No, it was damn.
Yeah, it was something else. Just like the J. That's why when you go down to America,
Wait a minute. I think the V was there. It replaced the U. It wasn't no U, I think.
you're right. Well, they said it was easier to just chisel the V than to chisel the U.
But I'm just saying that
So they just chiseled the V. That might make sense. If you were chiseling, you know what I mean?
no, if it's the letter, then you don't replace it with
Yeah, but if you're chiseling,
no, that it was a different language, bro. They just finessed us.
yeah, he's finessing. All right. Now you saw the video. What can Victoria Falls teach us about the power of releasing what we can no longer hold?
Man, it's an example of being yourself completely.
Mm-hmm.
No holds barred, no holding back.
Mm-hmm.
Completely yourself.
Letting go, huh? Yeah. Victoria Falls shows that even the mightiest river becomes its most magnificent when it lets go. The Zambezi River doesn't lose strength as it plunges. It becomes thunder, mist, rainbows, and light. In its great release, it's transformed into something larger than itself. The falls remind us that when we surrender what weighs us down, old fears, old stories, old versions of ourself, we don't fall apart. We fall into power. Okay. All right. And I didn't do any research, but what did our ancestors say? What was their take on Victoria Falls?
Type of God, type of example, a place of abundance
Mm.
where you could eat, you could
Mm-hmm.
fish, those giver of life, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like, could that be the Garden of Eden?
Where is it at?
It's in Africa
Then no.
along the Zambezi River.
Then no.
Ancient perspectives come mainly from the oral traditions and beliefs the indigenous people who lived around the Zambezi River long before European contact, long before that guy who showed up stinking in that suit and they said discovered it, right? The local Tonga people and Lozi people called the falls Mosi Let me put this up there because I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, and we might have some people who speak Swahili or whatever it
Who
is.
can read it?
Yeah. Mosi Oatunya, meaning the smoke that thunders. This name reflects how massive the spray. Okay. Many traditions describe the falls as sacred. The river itself was often believed to be inhabited by a powerful river spirit, to your point, gods, known as Niami, usually depicted as a serpent like being, Garden of Eden. He was thought to control the waters, protect the people, and sometimes express anger through floods or droughts. The falls were seen as one of the places where his presence was strongest. Spiritual practices were tied to the belief system. Elders and spiritual leaders would perform rituals along the riverbanks, offering food, beer, or other gifts to seek protection, rain, or guidance. The falls themselves were often approached with respect or caution, not treated casually. There's no way I would treat that fall casually.
It's not possible.
Oh, you're gonna have respect for that. Unlike later
Oh.
European accounts, this is the guy who discovered it, such as David Livingstone, who, quote, they got here, quote, discovered, end quote. They do have that here, self. The
I mean, they
falls.
have to. Come on.
For the Western world in 1855. Indigenous knowledge didn't frame the falls as something to conquer or explore, but as something to live with and honor. That sounds, how can I put this? That sounds consistent with how indigenous people were living, the earthlings were living all over the planet, everybody except for the ones that was created by Yakub. Is that
Yeah.
fair to say?
Yeah, I think those are the earthlings. We are the earth. We are the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
They are
Made from the clay, the dirt.
Yeah, they are the
Made from Yakub, right?
yeah, but I was they are aspartame.
But seriously, around the world, you go all around the
Poisonous.
world, all the indigenous people did not understand why we weren't living with and honoring the nature.
Period.
We were destroying it.
And if if you're not indigenous if you didn't live like that.
Correct.
And there were really no light people or pink people. And I said light or pink people that lived like that. They didn't live like that.
So, in short, the quote, ancients, end quote, didn't leave written descriptions, but their oral traditions consistently portray. I hate the fact that they're calling it Victoria Falls. So let's go back to it. Mosi Oyatunya,
Yes.
as a powerful, almost living force, a sacred and spiritual site, the dwelling place of river deities, something to be respected rather than mastered. Same thing with people. People are to be respected. Every person on this planet are to be respected rather than mastered.
Facts. Even the bots, you gotta let them be bots.
Yeah. If you could disrespect people, I mean land, the earth that we stand upon, then you can enslave people and do heinous things to them.
Yeah, that's what the powers that be do now.
Mm-hmm. It's a conditioning. Let's see what an ancestor say. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to number 4 on the top 9 list. The Grand Canyon. Man, what did we make? Oh, Niagara Falls was our I fucked up the list.
Yeah, because Grand Canyon. That's why I was like, wow.
Man, was that our yeah, but I don't think it was our
I don't think so either, but my memory is
can't remember what was our honorable mention. And it might have been the Grand Canyon. All right, we'll roll with it. The Grand Canyon is a masterpiece of time. I don't think we covered the Grand Canyon.
I don't think so either. So I think that had to be Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it was Niagara Falls was the honorable mention. All right, the Grand Canyon is a masterpiece of time. a vast carved cathedral of stone where the earth reveals herself nearly 2 billion allegedly years of its own memory in lowering cliffs and endless layers of color. Its sheer scale overwhelms the senses. A 277-mile long chasm painted in reds, golds, and purples that shift with every sunrise and sunset. Standing at its edge feels like standing at the intersection of eternity and silence, where the planet's deepest stories are written in rock and the horizon stretches farther than your thoughts. Well, I don't know about that. I feel like your thoughts stretch forever, but who am I?
You know who wrote that? Not somebody that,
Yeah.
no copper colored.
No.
Man,
Have you been there, Grand Canyon?
I've been to Sedona, which is right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. Because
Um,
it's in Colorado and Arizona.
yeah, we went. So I saw a
The
small
family trip?
portion. No, well, me and Sherry,
Okay, yeah.
when we
Family.
were married, it was before we had any children.
Okay, yeah.
We went for our anniversary to Sedona. Man, Sedona felt so good. We was trying to look for some place to move there.
Oh, they got, man, you can get good prices there too
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
home.
Back then we was young, and the market was upside down, with toe up.
Before the pop. And it had the wineries and everything, bro, out in
No, it's
Sedona.
beautiful. There.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's so beautiful. That air, it wasn't an Airbnb. It was an actual B&B, actual bread and breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It was up over a valley,
Mm-hmm.
and to see, I saw the sunrise come up through that motherfucker. Like, it was beautiful, man. The sun came down to that
Mm-hmm.
valley and then came up. It was amazing, bro. Right? Sedona is an amazing place, but the Grand Canyon, there's like a lot of evidence that it's a lot of the Egyptian artifacts and
Are being found in there?
they were being found in there, and then they blocked the Colorado River and flooded all that area.
Yeah,
And
they only let you go so far in there. It's a certain
mm,
part that's restricted.
there's a bunch of parts that's restricted,
Yeah.
but the main part they built the dam to flood it.
To hide all the artifacts.
Oh man, yes, it was like, yeah, it was very connected to Egypt. And then
What's the reason why they built the dam? The given reason.
to produce electricity.
So why is it being blocked off? Certain parts? What are they
Uh,
hiding?
they're
Allegedly?
allegedly they're hiding a connection to Egypt,
Mm.
and I think the real reason they're hiding it is it's not the Egypt in Africa.
So if you've had podcasters go and test it, as soon as they go past the restricted area, there's black helicopters and everything on their ass.
Yeah, just like Area 51.
Just like if you go up there in Antarctica and
Yeah.
try to go up against the retaining wall.
Oh man, no, you go to Antarctica, they on your ass before you get there. You got to be flying in on low on some shit they can't detect you until they can, because they can detect low in Antarctica. You flying low below radar or whatever, sonar, whatever, not sonar, radar, whatever the fuck, whatever that shit's
Yeah,
called.
radar.
I think they got something more advanced than radar, but I'm saying radar though. I am talking about radar. Shit, before you get near Antarctica, they on your ass. They do not want you to know nothing about that part.
That's round come up missing. And you see these scientists are still coming up missing. So we did a
Yeah.
show on that. We was ahead of the curve on that. And now it's becoming
Yeah.
more mainstream.
More have since our show, and it was way more before they stated.
Correct. We mentioned that. But when
Yeah.
we did our show, there was 3 that was being known. and it was more that we stated on the show that where there's smoke, there's fire. And now it's up to like 14, and
Yeah.
Congress is getting involved because they're saying it's a. I've had people, um,
Congress getting involved?
yeah,
No, hold
I
your breath.
I've had scientists from these because I'm right out here by these places, and they talk about the non-disclosure agreements they get, and all these aeronautical engineers, Boeing and all that shit's right out here, self in the South
Mhm.
Bay, and it just shocks me. I'm gonna start asking them, "Are you worried about coming up missing?" But it shocks me how they roll through life, man. They don't have no security. They just be riding around and going this place, going to bars, hanging out and stuff. They had no street smarts, so they can meet a honeypot and
Yeah,
just and that's what be happening to them. They all got a honeypot attached to them.
bro. They don't even need a honey pot. They can just come up and just grab them motherfuckers.
Show them a gun and they pistol themselves.
Yeah, they going. They going. You come.
So,
You come out the club. And you like, oh,
uh,
motherfucker, like,
yeah,
get over here. Let's go in here. Goddamn, we
get in
got
that van. They don't really be at the club. They be at the bar itself in the little area.
same thing.
Uh huh.
You come
Uh huh.
out. You come out. Like, I mean, there's a certain type, man. We know them. We are close to some that
Yeah.
they're not gonna resist. We know
No.
people that's gonna be like, oh,
And you can slip them something. And they're so motivated. Not all of them. Some scientists are motivated truly by the science, but many of them in our generation were motivated by the money and the prestige. Would you agree with that?
it all came together.
Yeah, sure did.
There are certain genetic lines
Yeah,
that they are using to advance their program.
that's fair. That's fair. All right. I asked ChatGPT why are parts of it blocked off from tourists, and we'll get into the. I'll ask it about the tin hat conspiracies. The canyon isn't just a scenic overlook, it's rugged, unstable terrain. Steep cliffs, loose rocks, sudden drop offs, and extreme heat make some areas genuinely dangerous. Every year, people get injured or need rescue after wandering off designated paths. Limiting access reduces falls, dehydrations, and getting lost. Safety hazards is the biggest factor, according to this, but yet they sell us sugars and poisons and everything and put poisons in our food. Do you think these people care about our safety that much?
No, they tell us lies all the time. Anytime and every time they want to keep something secret, they make up a lie about it.
That is for our own good. Something you tell a kid. Environmental protection. The canyon is part of the Grand Canyon National Park. They're aiming to preserve fragile ecosystems, Brother Wordsmith, because we know how the pinks care about the ecosystem. Certain
Yeah.
areas contain rare plants, really, sensitive wildlife habitats, do tell, or delicate geological formations that could be damaged by foot traffic. Closing them helps prevent long term harm.
All
That's
possible.
interesting.
All possible. Good excuse. All possible. But the
I
things we're talking about are in caves, and that's not.
I mean, it is a good excuse, but are we
Things.
not part of nature?
No. Man is one of the top beings on this planet that transforms nature and does not acquiesce or work within it.
Isn't that a part of nature?
That's not nature.
Didn't we evolve from nature?
No, we didn't evolve.
Well, I mean, if we came out of the dirt, what I'm saying is
We were made from the dirt.
we're
If you're
primates like the rest of them.
no, they adhere to their nature. We don't adhere to our nature or nature.
Well, I don't know if I can say that.
I
Some
feel
do.
you. I feel you.
Some do.
There's
Most
some
don't.
do. I'm talking about. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I will agree with
And
that.
that's a conditioning. You know,
Yes.
uh,
Exactly. And we're saying the same thing.
yeah, it's a conditioning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
but it's not nature. There is something that decided to point us in a direction and then let us go off in our own
And destroy.
and on our own, just whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because there's been some great advances and some great destruction,
But they're blocking it off.
but we defy nature.
Okay, but they're blocking it off forever. Like, since when do we care? You're gonna tell me if big corporate decided they wanted to build some condominiums in there and paid off Congress, and Trump wanted to build a tower right there where they're talking about, they can't get that done?
I mean, yeah, they can if they want to. This
Like, we've
this
destroyed, not we, but man has destroyed so many of these. Everything we do has killed rare plants, sensitive wildlife habitats, delicate
Yeah,
geological
that's
formations.
why I say we don't fuck with nature. We're not nature. We're not natural. As a whole, mankind,
So
and,
why do we care?
because man is still alive. There are natural beings, and I was just speaking in general as a whole.
Right. Overall, yeah.
And yeah, and you stated it too, but there are some natural men, some natural women,
Yes.
and they stay the fuck away
Indigenous
from.
people.
Yeah, we stay the fuck away from us. We're indigenous, but we're not that indigenous because we've been fucking transformed and
Yeah.
fucked over. There are some natural beings on this planet, but they're very because they stay the fuck away from regular people or whatever.
Okay. Cultural and sacred sites. Let's put this back up there, Karen. So this is the given reasons why we can't go wherever we want to. Some regions hold deep spiritual and historical importance for Native American tribes. And we're not talking about your $5 engines here, y'all.
And we ain't talking
Inclu-
about no Native American. That's some bullshit. Native American is a term from the 70s or 80s, and
engines.
people they call themselves of that. And the legal term is American Indian, but Native Americans is some complete is they're foreigners.
Okay, including the Havasupai tribe, the Hopi tribe, and Navajo Nation. Access may be restricted out of respect for sacred land, burial sites, or to just traditional practices. Like, really?
Bullshit.
Ongoing research and conservation work. Scientists study geology, fossils, and ecosystems in parts of the canyon, limiting public access helps keep those areas undisturbed and ensures accurate research. So this is the crux of what we're talking about. They're stealing the research and then hiding whatever they're discovering from everyone.
And then saying it's some other people, Native American, and
Yeah,
uh, as an example.
yeah. And finally, infrastructure limits. Not every part of the canyon has safe trails, railings, or emergency access. Opening everything to tourists will require heavy construction.
No,
Man,
all
you
right,
could
all right.
you could
Come
just
on,
have
man.
the tourists sign a hold your thought, sign a release, all right, a simple release form when they go in there at their own risk, and make them sign that they won't, you know, litter and do all that, and they get a big fat fine. But go ahead, bro.
That's some basic general ass bullshit, complete and total bullshit. It said nothing because we're talking about specific areas that have sacred and artifacts and stuff on, and they
Correct,
talking about very general. Oh well, if you go over there, we ain't gonna go the fuck over there. There's nothing over there to see. You know
correct.
what I mean? So it's just complete garbage. Man,
And they've got it all blocked off, and this is our land,
facts.
right? This is our world, all of our world. And why can we not go to certain places on Earth?
Because the elite wanted them not to know who we are. They want us to not know who we are. Pardon me. The people
Okay.
that's running it and controlling shit who are going to go down.
The powers
Campbell's.
that be.
Campbell's.
Conspiracy theories about the Grand Canyon being blocked off, put your tin hats on, usually come from a mix of misunderstandings, a few real restricted zones, and a tendency to fill gaps in knowledge with dramatic explanations. One big source is an old, widely circulated story about a supposed 1909 newspaper article in the Arizona Gazette, claiming that explorers found an underground Egyptian style city within the canyon. There's
Yes,
no credible evidence this ever happened, but it gets repeated online as proof that the government is hiding ancient civilizations or artifacts. Go ahead.
it's been stated and taught it that some of that stuff has been shipped to Egypt. Like AI was not really readily available to the public when I saw uh them doing some construction type shit with some artifacts in Egypt, like in the early 1900s.
And the timeline. So the Grand Canyon is showing the timeline because you can look at the rock formations, the colors, and the type of
Yeah,
stone. So
yeah,
if you have a artifact at a certain part of the timeline that shouldn't exist, then the Smithsonian gonna be on your ass. In other
period.
words, if this rock was here for 10,000 years and I'm finding a metal knife lodged up in it, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a problem.
Well, not so much 10,000 years, but 2 million years,
Yeah,
10
yes,
million years,
yes,
40 million years.
yes,
And there's some shit in there that's man made.
yes.
That's what we're talking about.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. And they get rid of that. They wipe that shit
Some
fast as they
claim
can.
restricted areas are hiding lost civilizations, meaning
Yes.
Kemet, Atlantean, or unknown advanced cultures. Secret cave systems full of artifacts, as Brother Wordsmith mentioned. Alien bases or portals
Could very well be.
could very well be. I mean, if you're going to have an Area 51, where not better have such a situation than, deep down in the caverns of the
A
earth?
place you cut off and
Correct.
to everybody's and flood it.
And flooded. And you can have, a lot of these so called aliens, or could be terrestrial and been here forever and been living underground. And they could be from the future. All right.
It's a
Military.
lot of things. We could be on a plane and not a planet. You know, and a lot of things described as space and outer space is just out of these so-called seven continents outside the wall, of Antarctica. It's You have to have discernment and look within to find out all this information. You can gather it from the outside, but you got to look within and use discernment to move forward.
Facts. Military installations, which we just said, Area 51 type outfits. In reality, though, according to the AI,
Colorado Airport.
yeah, the restricted areas people point to are usually tied to normal management by the National Park Service. Who the hell are they, first of all? Things like unsafe terrain, fragile ecosystems, or culturally sensitive land. So, culturally sensitive self, if it's your people, who are your people? The what?
Chata.
Yeah. So you should be able to you should be able to go.
Man,
You should be able to go.
they made it extremely difficult for me to identify myself as a Chata. If you look at the people that they call a Choctaw,
Yeah.
yeah, like the people
Five
that's
dollar
running
Indian,
it, yeah,
green, blue eyes.
$2 Indian, 50 cent Indians. Really, they them motherfuckers. Them are white people,
Well, which
pink
makes no
people.
sense.
Pardon me, pink people.
That makes no sense. And but those, like the Hopi, somebody who who is a Hopi who lives on the reservation
Yeah,
should
you
be
look.
able to go there and go right to the restricted areas.
Well, you look at the Hopi. You look at all
Well, they keep them all drunk and
Native Americans. No, you look at them, and they're all pink people.
yeah,
All these people. You hear about everybody talking about all the American Indian tribes started off black and now they white.
yeah,
It's not by accident.
yeah,
And I ain't the darkest brother, by any means, but I'm not pink.
yeah. But because visitors can see vast, inaccessible stretches from viewpoints, it's easy for speculation to grow. Another factor is how massive and unmapped parts of the canyon feel. Even though it's well studied, it looks like wow, still looks wild and mysterious. When people see sheer cliffs or side canyons with no trails, some assume it's intentionally hidden rather than just difficult or dangerous to reach.
This sounds like the biggest animal you've ever seen in your life takes a humongous dump. That's what all that you just read sounds like. Some shit. The biggest animal shit that you've ever seen.
No credible, quote unquote, credible archaeological or scientific body has found evidence of hidden ancient cities or secret bases in the canyon. The idea persists mostly because it's intriguing and plays into the canyon scale and mystery. So, according to the powers that be, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing. And all that land, Self, you're going to tell me all that land, there's no artifacts being found in it.
Well, you know what the most important word you said that I heard?
Credible.
Yes, exactly. Because that means that they will make the people who are credible who went there uncredible.
It's just when I'm saying people are finding artifacts in their backyards,
Yeah,
and you're telling me for them to say that this whole bit of land has been blocked off, there's nothing being found there. That's bullshit.
bro. I challenge you to look up when they say there was anybody living in North America or the Americas, period. I
Those
challenge you to
savages,
look
they
that up.
don't count the savages.
No, 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 no. They said no one. There was nobody here.
Oh yeah, well that's bullshit. I mean, come on. Everybody
Yeah.
knows that. You know that. Everybody knows that.
There's even pink people saying that that's bullshit. But history, what they have taught us, is complete bullshit. It's about Africa being uh, the birthplace of people when that's not true. At the very least, Pangea was not just Africa. It was all of them. So how could they pinpoint that? And then when it split off and all that, they found older shit in the Americas that they put it under the dirt. They put it way under the dirt. And they try to link us with Africa, saying it's the first place or whatever and all that. And then we all came from there. So they don't have to deal with what they got to deal with on this land. And they gonna have to deal with it. Everything came back to singulation. You know, that's why their projects they was doing and all that. It all come back to we realize who the fuck we are, and they've been trying to disrupt that and put it in any type of situation that they can that it's not gonna come to fruition. But it's gonna come to fruition. There's no way. We're gonna know who we are, and you gonna have to get the fuck out. Respectfully.
All right, Grand Canyon, everybody.
Amazing. Look at that shit. Oh my goodness.
I mean, no artifacts are being found.
Man, I told you, shit. They flooded that shit. As soon as they found that, they was like, oh, that's when they started the
You can go dig
Colorado
up the
River Dam.
courtyard and you're going to find an artifact. So,
Yeah, Parkway. I'm gonna dig in
I mean,
my
the Parkway,
yard.
yeah.
Yeah, my yard. I could dig
Yeah.
out there. You're right. I have actually.
Yeah. See all the colors, and this is, this is amazing. No place else on earth like this. It's got to be some wildlife back there that we don't even know.
Well, I mean, I know it's well for me. This is a simulation, and it's only certain wildlife can deal in certain areas. Man, th- I know we discussed it on the show, but that line where it's shit different on each side, is that a
Mm-hmm.
natural wonder? Is that a natural wonder?
You said the line that's different on each side.
Okay, there's a line. I'm sorry. There's a line on the earth, and on one side of it,
Oh yeah, it was in the water.
not just in the it is in the water. It is,
Yeah.
but it's actually a split on the whole earth. But we talked about the water
Yeah, we
as
talked
a
about the water. It
yeah.
was just literally a line right down the middle, and it was different
Yes.
color.
No, that's two different oceans hitting. But
Yeah, but that's
at that
weird.
same spot, that's completely weird. But at that same spot, the birds do not exist on the other side of the line.
Won't go across.
The fish, there are no same fish across this line.
Won't go across that line. Right.
There are no mammals that are the same on the sides of the line.
Well, we're gonna have to cover that. We have to
I
do a
was
whole
wondering
show
if
on
that's
that.
a natural, because that has to be, a natural one.
Yeah, but no, we gotta research that and cover that on the show.
Okay.
That's a whole show.
Yes.
Gotta remind me.
Yes.
See that bird shadow right there?
Hmm. Absolutely. These drone shots are fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah, they're scared of these drones, bro. But they'll shoot your drone down if you went in and flew over. They got laws against flying over these unrestricted areas. So all the shit they said,
hold on.
the drone wouldn't affect it.
Hold on. We did a show on some drones. They don't know where they came from. There's nothing they can do. Nothing they can do about shit. They just witnessed it. At least that's what they told the public.
Yeah.
So, cool me on they can shut it down or whatever.
Well, we got terrestrial drones. Those drones, I don't think were created by mankind. Me personally.
Shit, I don't know, because that's me personally. Because these motherfuckers lie to us so fucking much. They show us and tell us it's raining. They pin on our leg and say, "Oh, it's rain. That's the rain."
Right.
It just hit the lower part of your leg.
Yeah. But what I was saying is all those reasons they gave for having this stuff blocked off, we should be able to run drones over it. Now you won't be able to dig out the artifacts, but we should be able to run drones over these restricted areas, and it shouldn't be a problem because it wouldn't affect any of the ecosystem. It wouldn't affect anything. I wouldn't be lost over there. I wouldn't be putting my life at risk. But they won't allow it. Is what I'm saying. They won't allow it.
That's what I've been saying the whole time. Because they don't want you to see what's there.
What's there and what they're doing.
Shit, what they were doing is done. It's been restricted for a long fucking time. What they're doing is inside where you can't see anyway. So they're restricting your whole vision or anything or trying to get you. Yeah. So what they did though is done. They might be ongoing, That I feel that it might be ongoing, but
Could be.
could be, but it's done. Ain't shit. That's it's restricted because they know what they know.
Correct. But they still over there doing something.
They don't want us to know what they know, so it's restricted.
I mean, yeah, simple release. If you want to walk your ass back there and die, that's on you. We not coming to get you. And if you want us to come get you, put this homing device on and we'll find you, but we're gonna bill you 20 grand. Simple.
That's stupid. 99% of the people ain't trying to go where they talking about.
Correct.
The shit that's restricted is the shit that we want to see, and then it's not that.
Did you see that rock?
Yeah.
That looks like a tree, don't it? Tree stump. Look at that. That looks
That
just
is
like a tree
that
stump.
that is a tree stump. That is a tree stump.
Had to be.
Is. What you mean had to be? It is. Man, that looked like a fucking tree.
Which one?
The one that just went like that. Looks like, hold on, pause. Okay. You seen the tree trunk, the stump
Yeah.
gone and the
I know
shit's
what you're
rotted
talking
out
about. All
within
the
and
colors on the inside.
yeah, bro. All the rings.
Yeah.
The rings. You see the rings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. I think that's the same one from a different angle.
Look
I mean,
at
that
that.
all, man, that all looks like a fucking tree trunk,
That
bro.
looks, yeah, don't it? They go to ring. Yeah.
The whole Grand Canyon, bro. I ain't never really, and it looked like they cut the tree, and then the water, the rivers was running through it and cut through or whatever, and it's petrified.
Yeah, it's petrified.
That
Like the
all look
petrified
like
forest.
that
It's a
all.
giant petrified forest.
Yeah, you're right, because it was different sections where it was different trees.
Yeah. Giant petrified forest. What does the Grand Canyon reveal about the strength that comes from being shaped over time?
Um, for me, naturally, one step at a time, and you get to your destination.
Step by step, huh?
Yes,
Hmm.
it's the example I get from my spirit.
Interesting. Um, yeah. The Grand Canyon teaches that greatness isn't created in a moment, it's carved layer by layer. The Colorado River sculpted stone through patience, pressure, and persistence, turning erosion into art. Its vast walls shows that even the deepest cuts can become places of beauty, wisdom, and awe. The canyon reminds us all that the challenges that shape us don't diminish us. They reveal our depth, our resilience, and the ancient strength we've carried along. All right, what did our ancestors say about the Grand Canyon, Brother Wordsmith? Ancient ancestors. What did the say about the ancients about the Grand Canyon? I didn't research this. Ancients. Okay, let's pull this up, Karen. It sure is taking a long time. Okay, yeah. All right. So the Hopi tribe, the canyon is tied to their origin stories in some traditions, humans emerged into this world through a place called the Supapu, which is probably the blocked off spot, sometimes associated with features in or near the canyon. It seems less as a hole in the ground and more as a doorway between worlds. So you got the conspiracy theorists saying that the canyons are a portal, and you got the Hopi tribe saying the canyon is tied to their origin stories. The Supapu said that mankind emerged into this world through a place called the Supapu, sometimes associated with features in or near the canyon. It's seen as a hole in the ground and a doorway between worlds.
Yeah, well, I mean, nature called. So, I mean, I've disappeared for a second, but uh, every indigenous tribe has their origin story,
Yeah.
and it's based off coming from the earth.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's as
But it's funny though that these areas are blocked off in the name of the Hopi tribes and others. And the Hopis are saying that there's a
I'm not,
portal there.
I'm not the hope.
Based off the Hopis, regardless of what color they are, regardless if they fake or real, it's based off the Hopi traditions.
Do we know that? Or are we listening to these $5 people tell us fairy tales?
So this is a fairy tale that the some traditions emerge into this world through the canyons, which makes sense to
No,
me because if there was a world changing event, people might have lived in the
no.
canyons to protect themselves.
Go on with the story.
Sometimes associated with features in or near the canyon. It's seen as a hole in the ground, as a doorway between worlds. The canyon is tied to their origin stories. In some traditions, humans emerged into this world through a place called the Supapu, sometimes associated with features in or near the canyon. Whether or not they supplanted the original Hopis, I don't think they supplanted all of and they could have, but I'm saying,
A lot of it they've supplanted, and just like the people that's here supplanted and placed the
what I'm
people that
trying to
look like
say is
them.
it's weird to me that they're using the Hopi as a reason for blocking off this land in deference to the Hopis' traditions, allegedly, whether it's for the white ones, the fake ones, or the real ones. And the Hopi, allegedly, in their original stories, they're agreeing with the so-called conspiracy theorists and saying that there's a portal back there.
When have they respected any indigenous
That's
people?
what I was saying from the beginning.
Right. So that's I'm agreeing with you. Like they don't. They're not the people per se.
Correct. I'm
Them
saying
not the people.
I'm
So
fine.
them not
They're not the
necessarily
people.
the
We know they're
story.
not the people, and
Right.
we
Them
right.
not
Fine.
necessarily completely the story is what I've been inserting.
Yes, I'm just saying I find it fascinating that the Hopi tradition is parallel to what the so-called conspiracy theorists are saying. This is the point I'm making. Um, a sacred landscape, not just scenery. Now, this is another tribe who they're allegedly protecting. The Havasupai tribe, whose name means people of the blue-green water. Interesting. Have lived within the canyon itself for centuries. For them, it's home, not a landmark. Their stories describe it as a life giving place shaped by spiritual forces where water, cliffs, and animals all have meaning. We're just covering the ancients.
Thought of the place and what I thought it was very much in line with what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said something earlier about there's people living who don't live around the masses of people, it's got to be a crap load of them living in these remote areas.
Are the areas that they live. So I mean, yeah.
Right? Just like there's people who live in the most remote deserts, deep in the jungles, you know, in the
Certain parts
Amazon.
of Illinois. Shit. Seriously, bro. I go to certain parts of Illinois, I'd be like 512 people. Hugo, Illinois. There's a
Hugo.
Hugo, Illinois. Is 536 people.
Did you talk to the mayor?
I told Hugo, like,
What did he
yo,
say?
I rolling through Hugo. He said some nonsense. And then I you know, did the Google maps and sent him the share so he could see that,
Do you
it's
remember the essence of the nonsense he said?
no, I always his nonsense goes in one ear and out the other.
I hear you. Yeah, he does. Say just it's
Uh,
complete nonsense.
yeah, I don't absorb it at all.
Migration and transformation among the Navajo Nation. Is that Dene? Dene. The canyon appears in stories about journeys, boundaries, and transformations. It can represent both a barrier and a path, something to be respected and navigated carefully. It's the Navajo Nation that they're allegedly protecting and keeping us all out of there.
But Choctaw is one of the five
Navajo
civilized
nations.
one of the five civilized tribes. The United States calls the civilized tribes. So
Well, they were all civilized.
no. They only
None of
called
them were
five.
savages.
No, they only called five of them
Well, who
civilized.
cares? Who cares what the devils called them? They were all
I'm just
civil.
saying. I'm just saying. That's what they said.
I
So they were
understand that.
compromised. They were compromised is what I'm coming with.
Yeah, gotcha.
If they called them civilized, then they
Uh-huh.
were compromised.
The Cherokee was civilized too.
The Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Chickasaw.
Hmm.
Uh, uh,
Blackfoot.
yep. I mean, it's all us. But when they became compromised, when they let the Dawes rolls, when they let them $5 Indians get in control of the tribes, and they kicked us out of the tribes.
Hmm.
Start calling us freedmen,
Hmm.
and we were never slaves.
Hmm. Trail of Tears.
We never went. I didn't. My family didn't go.
So among the Navajo, the canyon appear. Okay. All right. Flood and change stories. Some traditions across tribes describe great floods or dramatic earth changes. I'm thinking that could be comets or, the ice ages that shape the land. These aren't geology in a modern sense, but they reflect an attempt to explain the canyon's immense scale and power. Spiritual presence. Rather than a single god of the canyon, many traditions see the area as inhabited by spirits or forces. Certain locations within the canyon are considered especially sacred, and not all are meant to be visited casually. Interesting.
On there.
Wait, couldn't hear the beginning of that.
I
What'd you say?
said that just told us that they're gatekeeping. That uh, they decide what you should see.
Correct. These could be portals.
With Americas.
Yeah. What's important is that these aren't just old myths in a casual sense, they're living traditions.
Not
For
in
many
Americas
people,
though. Pardon me.
what's that?
Said that's not in Americas though. We're not talking about the Americas. Yeah.
So, what's important is that these aren't just old myths in a casual sense, they're living traditions. For many people today, the canyon is still a sacred place tied to ancestry, ceremony, and identity. So, unlike modern views that focus on erosion and the Colorado River carving rock over millions of years, ancestral perspectives describe the canyon as a place of origin or emergence, a living sacred landscape, part of ongoing spiritual and cultural life. Your mic's going in and out.
I was on the last thing when I said that not in America. We talking about the Grand Canyon. So shit.
Yeah, Grand Canyon, it's in America.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. No, it is an amazing place. Like, but just like a whole lot of amazing places, it's restricted.
Mm-hmm.
It's restricted. You can't go.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you how amazing it is,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't witness it.
No, not in its entirety.
No way, shape, or form. You're gonna be guided to directly where you can witness it from what they want you to witness.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. You can't see the wizard. Who knows what kind of power you might get, if you get to one of those ley lines and one of those places the ancestors were drawing off of. Can't hear you.
It for you to experience.
One more time.
Oh my God.
I hear you now.
Oh, I said where they put shit for you to experience.
Yeah.
The ancestors put a lot of shit for you
Yes.
to experience, to
Yes.
know who you are, where you come from,
Yes,
your
your origin.
lineage, your
Yes.
bloodline, and
Yes.
all that. And they've put it in places that these motherfucking gatekeepers witnessed it and locked it down.
Uh-huh.
They locked it down.
Yeah.
Campbell.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. What is the canyon? What could the canyon reveal about the strength that comes from being shaped over time? Check, check.
This before it's step by step, and you grow step by step.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. We covered this. You're right. Yeah, step by step. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's how you get to where you're going. And whatever you got to deal with in that next step, you got to adjust and deal with it to take the next step. And step by step, we achieve these dreams.
Yeah, I met an athlete that kind of confirmed something you might want to throw out there to your son. I'm going to tell Ace. It was something that it was kind of what D. Stahl said. But this guy who's a receiver, he was recruited by Ohio State. He said he ran a 4.6 40, and then he said he got it down to a 4.3. How'd you do it? He said he weighted himself down, with weights, ankle weights, and the weights you could put around yourself. And he did the sprints in the sandbox. And he said he cut his 40 speed down. I'm like, damn, had I known all this shit in high school, Self, the information that people have access to now. Not hearing you. Now I got you. Now I got you.
If I was standing in front of somebody, if I knew back in the day that if they can't stop you from getting the ball above your waist, and then it's open shot, like Reggie Miller did, like like we weren't taught that. We were taught, oh, you're guarded, pass the ball. And I took a lot. I didn't take a whole lot of them shots, but I could have been taking a whole lot of them shots. You know what I'm saying? I could get enough space in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
And I just didn't know that was an open shot.
Oh yeah. I had to take it with somebody standing right in front of me.
Well, you would look off like you were going to pass.
Yeah,
and they can be right there, and then they be flat-footed, and
because they worried about you and Ant and everybody else.
And they're not worried about you going around them. You looking around like they just don't know that your eyes are sizing the rim up like.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
I'll just be sitting there still on them.
Yeah. Yeah, they had no idea. It was beautiful. I loved it. But
it all worked because we were all in sync.
Yeah.
They'd watch me pass They'd watch me pass up open shots. Be like, oh, this guy's not going to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
They
like,
get in their mind. He's not going to shoot.
it's just because I might have hit 3 in a row, then you're
Correct.
not going to shoot. You're not going to
was
shoot.
balling. Correct. And yeah.
You're no way you going to shoot. You're like, I'm getting this motherfucker back to self.
So then when they start loading up on y'all, I'm like, okay, it's my time.
Or sometimes you just dribble down and look both ways and ain't nothing going on. You just look both ways and bucket. We like, yeah.
Everybody be running around.
Yeah.
Around. Yeah.
They back off you.
We got to take a short nature break. You guys, we did. Let's see how far we got here. That's all we did. Victoria Falls, Grand Canyon. All right, we got to speed this thing up. All right, we got 1, 2. We got 3 more to do. We got to take a short nature break here. Great content, and yeah. Karen, let's get some music here.
Oh, it's the Self Luv Show.
Don't stop. Y'all know how the game go, the way we roll through and how we flame throw everything we do. Y'all know what it is. Self Luv Show and how we handle our biz. We get busy on every track and adapt to make sure that you know it's not a trap. We do it for our people. There's no equal. 9 mil.
The Self Luv Show. You know how the story go. It's the Self Luv Show.
Yes, y'all. We'll be right back at you and expand the conversation for the Self Love Nation. Love, honor, respect. We chin check anybody that disrespect. Word up.
Moses fleeing the people from Pharaoh.
Right, let my people go.
40 years in a desert.
Manna.
Let's talk about what manna truly is. And
So Agonoski's in the Middle East right now saying manna is Peter.
can we put some sensibility to that? Being in the desert and our Father, the Creator, loves us beyond. He's going to rain down bread in a desert. Moses summoned the strongest men for them to dig, and that's where the whole term of so it is above, so it is what?
Below.
That means that Moses had the science for them to dig and find water.
Yeah, like the elephants can do.
So what do you find even in the desert when you dig down and find water? Do you find bread or do you find plants?
They're really criticizing science because I represent science.
Was some of my research, at USC. I did a survey. The question was, do you think that Jesus Christ was of African descent or European descent? Overwhelmingly, over 90-something% of the folks said African descent. I said, then do you think his ethnicity matters? They said, no, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying, it matters obviously to somebody.
It does.
Absolutely. And it matters to white supremacy. But whenever there's a book called The Color of Christ, the saga of race, I think in America, they track when, most people say, well, this is something out of Europe and, who was that? Michelangelo painted,
Yeah.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with why Jesus is white. Jesus is white because of America. Jesus is white because of white supremacy in the Klan. That's why Jesus is white. That's where that comes from. It didn't stick in Europe because they knew better.
Hey, Cleveland, you better hide the markers from your kids. Somebody colored in your Jesus.
Somebody colored in your ass with too much ass, fat ass.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant. That's ignorant.
The charges I'm going to announce, please know this. The charges themselves are not evidence. Everyone that I'm going to describe today is presumed guilty until and unless they are proven their guilt is proven by the government beyond a reasonable doubt.
My testicles, they like eased down and they put their hands right between my butt. Just pulled my drawers down and dug in my rectum.
The ringleader and now disgraced.
That even the local news is ultimately both written for and controlled by a unified source, regardless of the network. Just watch this clip and you'll see how bad it really is.
Our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
The sharing of biased and false news
has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene And I understand they're opening up different cold cases now, see if they can identify possibly his DNA linked to other crimes.
You're asking me to warn you about an enforcement action being taken by another agency before it happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Why not?
That would be obstruction of justice. You may want to talk to the city attorney.
Air quotes expert.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Man, I thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. You know, it don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community. For real, like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro.
They're so ignorant.
Ignorant.
So
hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy
and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Yes. You don't stop. Self Luv Show rocks on and on and on. It's going on forever.
The Self Luv Show. We do it for our people. The Self Luv Show.
The Self Luv Show is not about us. It's about you.
The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. The
Self Love. Self Love.
You know how the story goes. It's the Self Luv Show.
I can't really define that for anyone else because it says self. Means your own identity, your own experience. Matters not what anyone thinks.
It's the Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. We do it for our people. The Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. We wordsmith 9 meals. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show.
You know how the story goes. It's the Self Love Show.
Thanks. Self Love Show. Let's get to it. So should have numbered these. So this will be number 1. So now we're on number 3. The Grand Barrier Reef. It's a living cathedral of color and motion. The largest coral, I learned about this at the William H. Ray Elementary School in 57th and Kimberg. We studied this in depth, and I feel like I did a science fair project on it, but don't quote me on that. The Great Barrier Reef is a living cathedral of color and motion. The largest coral ecosystem on Earth, stretching over 1,400 miles across the Australian coast. Its waters glow with vibrant blues and greens, sheltering thousands of species of fish, coral, turtles, and marine life that move like a single breathing organism. And I definitely did a project on this. From above, it looks like the planet painted its own masterpiece. From below, it feels like entering another world entirely. The reef's splendor lies not just in its size, but in its delicate, shimmering beauty, a reminder of how alive, intricate, and interconnected our world truly is. Okay.
That's amazing. Like words can't even calculate what the visuals bring to your experience.
It's the largest living organism on the planet. The reef itself, it's not just rock, it's like one entity. Check, check. 1, 2.
Topic beings that craft that. I must got a I must
Short or
had,
something?
No, I had on recording or something, and I got a something that's cutting off the audio if it's low level.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
It's not weird. I gotta get that off of there. That's all.
Gotcha. But what were you saying, bro?
I was saying it's a bunch of microscopic beings that
Yeah.
make up that. They something come out of their life that's making that stay there. I think it come out of it when they die. They become part of the thing, and it's a bunch of living beings living within it, and very large, symbiotic, like the Borg, for lack of a better
Absolutely.
term.
It's a microcosm of what this whole realm is.
Yeah.
Right? You zoom out and look at how
Simulation. Yeah.
the ancients were trying to tell us it's a macrocosm of how we're all interconnected with all the beings and plants and species and fungi on Earth. From bacteria to viruses.
Made up of bacteria. Completely made up of bacteria.
Correct.
Man, I got it. Hold on. Let me see something. Check 1, 2.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. I was recording, so I probably turned it down so I can get really loud and expressive.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that on here most of the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to run this right quick. Great Barrier Reef, which I keep calling Grand Barrier Reef.
It's one of the 7 recognized wonders of the natural world. The Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
that video, I never seen the way that broke up like that.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that like that before.
Let's switch this up.
Surprisingly. Because that's the stuff I'd be looking at.
What do you mean the way it broke up?
When they showed above from the drone view.
Oh yeah, the zoomed out view.
Yeah, I've always
Off
seen
the
it
east coast of
underwater, but
Australia.
not above the water. That was the
Yeah.
Up to
They say you can see it from space.
it's one of the 7 recognized wonders of the natural world.
Well, they never been to
See, it's globe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. You can clearly see that this is NASA's with their fucking AI. But I want to question if, well, it might be because they killed a bunch of the forests and stuff, but like some of these forested areas used to be Central and South America, especially. They were some of the largest. There's all them trees. Now whole
Yeah, the
all
root system is
connected.
all connected.
Yes.
Yeah, with the fungi and everything else.
Yeah, but it's still not thousands of miles though. I mean, I gotta admit that this shit is. They said 1,000 miles. That shit blew my mind. I didn't know that the Great Barrier Reef was that big.
It was bigger. It's been dying off, and they say if it dies, then we
They've
die.
been killing it.
Yeah.
They've been breaking parts of it to do different shit with technology. Yeah.
They can't block it off though.
It's made up of almost 3,000.
You can't block it off, but if the government want to do it, then I promise you. Sorry, it doesn't look real.
A school of fish and a flock of birds, they're like a Borg.
Yeah, definitely.
Look, did you see that thing?
Yeah. Oh, is that a crab?
It's some sort of bottom feeder. It's got to be. That don't even look earthly.
Well, most of the bottom of the sea is not the same conditions.
Yeah, but this ain't the. You know what I mean? It's close to the shore, so it ain't that deep.
They didn't say that. What did they say that?
Well, they were showing the pictures. It was right around the shore.
Yeah, the reef. Yeah, but it's all kind of shit living up under there. That's a whole fucking rock ish.
Is this 2 heads? Does it have 2 heads?
To me, those look like pinchers.
Okay, that
of
could
sorts.
be.
And in the center, right, is
And that's the head.
Yeah, that's
That
what
looks
it looks
alien.
like to me.
If I was to create an alien for a movie, it would be It would be based off the way this thing looked.
To me, it would be more based off of octopus or those beings.
Yeah.
While others,
although
can
these
kill
are the
or
same, similar, because shit, you break off one of the fucking pincher off a fucking crab, it grows back, but not as fast as a octopus or squid or whatever.
Yeah, why is it a barrier?
It protects a whole lot of shit. It's right by the shoreline, so it's a barrier from the sea, the ocean pounding the shore. That's for damn sure.
What could this barrier teach us about thriving in a world that constantly changes around us?
Respecting the protection afforded by an outside force. Creator, for instance, or something of so-called supernatural things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like they said, it's ever changing too.
Yeah, and it's outside of you, and it's gonna adjust with you to protect you. That's what's fucking incredible about the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah, I didn't know.
Almost
I didn't know.
It's almost like a good G.
I didn't know.
Being malleable and
it's like having somebody forever online. You know what I mean? G's for a short time. That's like having somebody forever.
So the great
like it's. Oh, hold on, I got a great guardian angel. Guardian angel is a good, as far as I'm concerned, what we've saw or whatever, as far as protection and all of that,
yeah,
and unseen to a certain degree
yeah.
because it's under the water. You know what I mean? Yeah, that. Hey, whew, didn't think of that. I hope I watch it tomorrow so I can incorporate that in some lyrics.
Yeah, so the Great Barrier Reef shows us that true strength is not rigid. It's alive, it's adaptive, and interconnected. Every coral, every fish, every shifting current plays a part in its brilliance, proving that beauty emerges when we learn to grow with our environment instead of resisting it. The reef reminds us that we don't flourish by standing alone. We flourish by evolving, connecting, and allowing ourselves to be part of something larger than our fears. What did the ancients say about the GBR, the Great Barrier Reef? Any ideas?
Not really, but along those lines, I mean, how can you look at something so massive and so, because, all right, it was not a reef for the land. It was a barrier from the sea where you could fish and get food and
Correct.
all of that.
Correct.
It changed the whole current. You didn't have to deal with the rough waters of the ocean to be able to get what you needed.
Correct. Yeah, it had to be sustaining life,
Yeah,
for the brown people on, the indigenous people in Australia.
period. What are they called?
Aborigines. Aboriginal.
Aborigines.
Same thing they call them in Canada. It's a Western term.
Yeah. What do they call themselves? I don't know.
That's a good question. Let's see if it's in here. Um, all right. So for the Great Barrier Reef, what ancient ancestors said comes from the oral traditions of indigenous peoples, especially Aboriginal Australians along the Queensland coast and Torres Strait Islanders further north. These traditions go back thousands of years and describe the reef in spiritual, symbolic, and practical ways. Created during the dreaming. In many traditions, the reef was formed during the dreaming, a foundational belief system where ancestral beings shaped the land and sea. These beings weren't just creators, they're ongoing presences. Coral formations, islands, and channels are often tied to specific ancestral journeys or events.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, same. Different groups have their own stories, but many involve great creator figures or culture heroes moving across the ocean, forming reefs as they travel. For example, some coastal traditions speak of beings whose actions created islands and coral structures as part of larger journeys.
I mean, it's a living being and it's made up of cells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it has uh microscopic beings. Sounds like cells to me that are focused on creating a structure that is a habitat for so many beings, including man.
I'm saying it's like a snapshot of the earth itself.
It all is as above, so below, as above. It all is. Our bodies is a fucking uh, reef.
So the correct, correct. And our DNA is a reef, forever
So
changing based upon, it doesn't just change from generation to generation. Yours will change, and
upon
then
the
it'll
situation.
correct, and then it'll go into your sperm and your baby's mama's egg, and then the next generation inherits that information, because it's more likely that they're going to be in the same environment that you came up in or that she came up in. And then as they live, it changes more based upon their environment and the same thing and so forth and so forth.
I concur to a certain degree, but I defer when I think of the entities that are coming in to, I mean, for me, the simulation. There are some advanced beings coming in now to try to usher us to a upward, towards an upward, because we're almost at the worst as far as my perception. Like, we're at a bad point in the cyclical nature of this simulation.
So to answer your earlier question, the broad, respectful umbrella term is Aboriginal Australians, which refers to the many indigenous people.
Aborigine, right?
Aboriginal Australians, indigenous peoples of mainland Australia. But within that, there are hundreds of distinct groups, each with their own names, languages, and cultures, just like here in America. For example, some well-known groups include the Yoingu people, the Noongar people, the
bro.
Koori, a regional term, the Murray, another regional term, and then you got the Torres Strait Islanders.
I feel like I've disrespected the Aborigine because I don't know. I never heard any of this before, bro. I've disrespected. I'm sorry. I apologize. Wow. I know that you said you got like hundreds of thousands of years of history, but I didn't look into the different tribal. I don't even know why I didn't think about them being tribal. That's ridiculous.
Man, I met one. He was married to a pink Australian. He was over here on vacation. And man, he sounded so white. It was strange looking at him. He looked just like an.
Well, he wasn't. He was just that, and because they took the children and made them.
Yeah, like they did the
us.
indigenous. Yeah.
Very, very similar. So I'm just saying, but that's why that happens. It doesn't happen to all of them, just like it didn't happen to all of us. You know what I mean? We don't all
seemed like an abomination though, looking at him. Because I mean, he looked exactly Aborigine.
I mean, but that, it's not really his fault, unfortunately. Like,
he was well educated, well versed.
Of course,
he had the Australian accent.
They took him right away from them.
They sure did, just like they do us.
Yeah, as soon as they could, they took him away.
Made him part of the board.
That's how they separated us from our language and all of that here
in our community.
They took our children and and they separated us from all our traditions, and it was illegal to do your traditions. You know what I'm saying? So
Torres Strait sounds like an album.
Oh wow! Okay,
don't it? Torres Strait Islanders are the indigenous Melanesian peoples, because Torres Strait. Torres Strait Islands, located between the northern tip of Queensland and southern Papua.
Torres Strait can take some different connotations. Of course, I'm straight, but straight, it could be like,
he's good.
Straight opinion, my straight outlook, my straight approach.
Linear.
Yeah.
They are one of Australia's two main indigenous groups, distinct from Aboriginal Australians in the origin, language, and culture, with deep ancestral ties to the sea and their island homelands. Population 82,000 people. Languages Merriam-Mer, so they got their whole little thing going. All right.
I've never heard this because
I never heard of them either.
Only Tory I heard was a British soldier, so that was disappointing.
Yeah, well, there you go, Torres Strait.
Yeah, I didn't remember that a lot of the Britons was us. Like, that's what's crazy.
Yeah, they had a lot of Moors, coral formations, islands, and channels off and time. Okay, So different groups have their own stories, but many involve great creative figures or culture heroes. We did that. The reef wasn't seen as an object, but as a living system, which is the same way science perceives it now. I don't know how these savages would have known this before they had big science and microscopes and everything.
Ain't no savage. And they knew about microscopes and microscopic
Yeah.
before they ever
Yeah.
was. That's
But the
what they
white
get.
man discovered this and
Well,
did all
no,
the science on it.
that's what inspired the white man to make the
You're
microscope.
100% right.
And he wasn't white though. They ain't made nothing. So pardon me.
No, actually, it wasn't, because I did see something where actually
I already know it wasn't.
The person who invented the microscope, he wasn't Caucasian.
No, he was not.
The reef wasn't seen as an object, but as a living system with spirit, which is all the indigenous talk about. They say all of this natural stuff was spirit. All of them. With
As
spirit
above, so below.
and agency. Animals like turtles, dugongs. What's a dugong?
Not familiar with the term.
And sharks often have deep cultural roles, sometimes as totems linking people. Totems. You're talking about your indigenous Americans, totems, linking people to specific parts of the reef. And they did have totem poles over there. I remember seeing that. And when I ate a shark self, I felt bad. What? I did.
Hey. Yeah, those.
I did. I felt
shark
something.
is a fish. I thought dolphin. But it depends on the type of shark.
It's high up on the food chain out there.
Yeah, man, it's generally the head of the food chain at where it's at.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but great white sharks are the head of the food chain unless killer whales come around, because they turn them upside down, eat their liver, and go on their way.
Yeah, killer whales like the elephants. The way the lions don't mess with elephants.
Well, killer whales are like some of the smartest. They're mammals, killer whales and dolphins or whatever. I don't know if they're the smartest. They're the most that deal outside of nature.
Yeah. All right, we're looking up. It's taking forever to figure out what a dugong is, but we'll keep going. And sharks, okay. These traditions also carry practical knowledge where it's safe to travel through the reefs, seasonal patterns of fish and tides, which areas are dangerous or sacred. So they had their dangerous and sacred areas too amongst the reef. That's interesting. How everything is so consistent historically across the world. But nothing was discovered until Christopher Columbus pulled up.
Well, I mean, I surmise that we really were more in sync with nature until the unnatural was introduced and manipulated and accelerated themselves to be at the access and retrain and demean us to the point where we are.
I concur. And they had to separate us from our connection with nature because, you see those pictures, like even you read those stories, a lion would be your pet. You'd have a hawk on your shoulder. Like we had control of all that.
Yeah, no, we ain't even worried about that. When them people came around doing all that BS they were doing, we just killed them.
Correct.
And we
Because
didn't
to protect the animals and nature.
Yeah, we only did that for so long here. We didn't do it long enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because the people that were coming over here and we were trying to help them, they look similar to us. They didn't have the same mentality as us. They tell us that it was all white people or what have you, but the first people that came over here, if they was white, they'd have been dealt with immediately. They sent a bunch of people that look similar that we would try to help.
So a dugong, because I'm having a network error all of a sudden. A dugong is a large gray marine mammal known as a sea cow that grazes on seagrass in warm coastal waters, related to manatees and elephants.
Right.
They are
Okay.
famously linked to mermaid legends due to their appearance and behavior, often called the sea cow, sea pig, or sea camel. The word derives from the Vizian term dugong, and they're herbivores.
No doubt. Just like what you described.
They got a picture of it, but it's crazy that we're digging through this, and all of a sudden, I've never had these issues going through ChatGPT.
Well, you know, how that goes.
All right, so we went through. Let's see if we finished. Yeah, we did finish about the reef hiding places. Okay. Let's see, seasonal patterns, object.
All that.
It's the sea alive object, but living system, spirit, and agency. Yeah, we did all of that. All right, some reefs were considered safe or restricted. Access might depend on your role, age, or initiation status. This wasn't about hiding places. It was about maintaining the balance and the respect. So instead of describing the reef as a biological structure built by coral polyps, the modern scientific view, ancestral perspectives described it as shaped by powerful ancestral beings, spiritually alive and interconnected with people, a source of law, identity, and survival knowledge. Wow.
Okay, I don't agree with the gatekeeping shit though, but that last part was
I hear you on that, but I think it was about I think if it was true, I think it was about keeping until you learn how to preserve it. That's what it was for. I don't think it was about hiding anything. I think it was about getting you the proper education, and then you might have access to it. It was about survival.
Yeah, none of that grows overnight, and it's much older than this current society at best. So it's sounds like bullshit to me. I'm just sorry.
No, I feel that, but at the same time, and I kind of understand it. Just as an elder myself, I understand it. Everybody ain't ready to have all the access to everything because they'll tear your shit up. You know what I mean?
I agree, but
everybody don't have the same level of respect.
Right. They tore it up already before they publicified it. So as far as
Well, no, they said this is what the indigenous people, these were their rules.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These were their rules, allegedly. Now this could be a lie.
That's probably not a lie that they
was preserving it.
Well,
and they had certain areas that was super sacred.
They preserved all of the land. Like they got what they could from the land, and call themselves giving back as reciprocity.
Yes, because they probably knew they wanted to keep that reef alive. They didn't do overfishing, none of that shit. They fished at certain times.
Even though they didn't call it a Great Barrier, it was still the Great Barrier for them. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Way before they ever called it that. Like I said, you could fish there's plenty of species of fish that wanted protection from the ocean at large, or whatever it's in, the sea, ocean, whatever it is. So therefore, they would be on the inside of the reef, which meant that there was plenty of fish inside the reef.
How did they know which fish to eat and which was poison?
I promise you 100% trial and error.
and keep an oral record of it, huh? Their memories had to be fantastic.
It was more than oral record. There was a record on the wall. There was more than oral records. I'll just say. For the people here, there are a lot of petroglyphs, and we can't. They say a picture equals 1,000 words.
Yeah.
So how we gonna look at somebody's ancient picture and know what the fuck they talking about?
You have no clue
at all.
What did Aborigine Australians? And we should just be able to call the Aborigine Australians the Australians and call everybody else the colonizing.
Like we should be Americans and everybody's colonizing.
Yeah. Australians recall the Great Barrier Reef. I wonder what their name of it for. Their name of it was before the white man discovered it. The pink man.
I thought we said, damn, shit. I don't know.
I don't know. I had to close that out and start a whole nother chat GTP because it wasn't giving me nothing else.
Not by accident.
Wait a fucking minute. Sea country? They're trying to say they didn't have a name for it. So rather than one unified name, there were and still are many local names. All right, give me some examples of the fucking local names.
Man, they on some bullshit. They done censored it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of different tribes, so that they must have all been drawn off of that Barrier Reef because you see how large it is.
It's thousands of miles.
Okay, there we go. Warriber, a Torres Strait island name for Sioux Island in the Torres Strait. Paruma, another Torres Strait island. Coconut Island, again reflecting a local naming system for individual reef islands. Kurimini and Gurimini, associated with coastal reef areas. Okay, this almost sounds like Swahili. Ganganji, sea country names. Yambinam, Mandingalbe.
Sounds very African, that's for sure.
Yeah, African. All right, let's move off the Barrier Reef. All right, let's get to where all of the pinks end up. A lot of them end up dead over there at the Mount Everest. All right, rises like the Earth's own crown, a colossal summit where sky and stone meet in a realm few humans ever touch. Its magnificence comes not just from its height, the tallest point on the planet, but it's not the largest structure. That one's under the sea. But from the way it commands silence, awe, and humility from anyone who stands in its shadow. Everest's icy ridges, shifting winds, and ancient glaciers feel almost otherworldly, as if the mountain exists halfway between Earth and the heavens. It is a symbol of ultimate challenge and ultimate clarity, reminding us that some of the most extraordinary views in life come only after we dare to climb Mount Everest.
I mean, from my personal point of view, I've never ever seen the point of climbing to the highest point. I've never thought about it being something that would motivate me or express me, especially when I hear that these people died, and some of them
their bodies are still on the mountain.
They find them 100 years later or never.
When you're climbing them, you're seeing other bodies over there. You can't do nothing about it.
Shit.
Seems like you could put them on a sled or something and slide them down the mountain. And get
I
them
think
back
you
to the
don't.
family.
I think you don't really see them. They are, weathered in, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, no, the climbers talk about seeing them. They have pictures of them, the dead people on the side of the mountain.
And the sharpers, not all of them. Some of them.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't see all of them, but yeah, you're seeing them.
I'm saying not all the people that made it saw the dead people because
okay,
weather and cover from snow or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, there are pictures and shit. I mean, I'm gonna be blunt and say, from my standpoint, that's one of the stupidest shits you could. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
it's like running a marathon for me. I don't see the point in that either. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they want to say they're on top of the world.
Teach his own.
You know what I mean?
Whatever motivates anybody, but that to me is stupid. But
it's all about our experience on here. Everybody's experiencing different stuff.
I mean, the whole mass experience is experience for the creator.
Correct.
So I get it. It just doesn't vibe with me. Is all I was saying. Like,
yeah, I understand. It's not your mission.
Yeah, no disrespect, but shit, that sounds stupid to me.
All right, let's check it out.
Damn. Is this AI?
Not supposed to be.
Let me observe.
Not supposed to be AI. I think it's a drone shot.
Trending AI to my senses. Beautiful. I mean, amazing. I was where they camped at. Okay.
Well, if they got any video games climbing Mount Everest.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And it'd be online where other people are on there too.
Have to. Something, Senator. Climbing something.
Yeah. We gotta make it. Then your character dies and it's on the mountain in the weeks.
You can respawn.
Ain't no respawn. You gotta create another character.
Shit. It's gonna be
littered with bodies, huh?
Yeah, more I watch AI. Yeah.
They said the tour guide's been running a scam.
Yeah. This video is a scam. This is probably the travel agent video.
Yeah.
You can go here. We're gonna surprise you with all kinds of visual expansion, and everybody's gonna go over the hill, and goddamn, you're gonna see something you've never seen in your life. You're gonna experience flow.
Well, you're against it. You ain't got to trash the whole thing.
I'm just being dramatic about it. I wasn't even trashing it. I was describing the video.
I mean the whole experience.
I was describing the video. I wasn't trashing it. You know, right there.
The drone is almost at the summit. Going up pretty fast.
Yeah. Most no, never mind. That's not true.
All right, do a 360 panoramic. You're supposed to do. If you're gonna send that drone all the way up there, you're supposed to do a panoramic 360 view. I mean,
but
otherwise, what's the point?
It's AI, and they just coercing the people.
Yeah, I forgot what. It's a big investigation going on. Something about the guides, how they were just getting people for money or some shit. I'll look it up in a minute. Mount Everest rises. Okay. What does Mount Everest teach us about rising into the version of ourselves we once thought unreachable? Unreachable.
Taking yourself to the highest, being 100% authentically you, which I think that this simulation is for. But it provides so much difficulty that there are very few that can be authentically themselves. It's a maze of uh, your younger years, the most development time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who's defining the top of yourself. I mean, the top of, depending on your experience and what you come here for. Like for one person to say, oh, he didn't reach his pinnacle, everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. So you could have, a person could have reached a pinnacle in basketball, and it just wasn't to the height of a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan or one of those guys.
I'm just saying that development is stunted. So
Yeah, I know what you're saying,
right.
but I'm saying somebody could have 12 kids,
And
12 children, and one of
they could
those.
be at the pinnacle of themselves, but they're
Correct.
still stunted. And I'm saying that there are the people that are not stunted are not stunted. That's all. Like
Right.
Michael Jordan, and yeah, even though he probably was stunted as somewhat too.
I'm just saying it's perception. I
Yes,
might
it's
look at
all
someone and think
perception.
they're stunted, and they may not be stunted. They could be like the best parents ever, and one of their children could find the cure for cancer or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they could be reaching the top. They could have hit their pinnacle, but it's not, oh, he's got $6 billion. It's not, oh, he's the best surgeon in the world. It could be just something totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even optimist in me has to disagree. I think like the mass majority of us were stunted by our so-called education and development, by coaches, by us personally, because the type of intelligence and talent that we possess, uh, they held it in because
Yeah, they didn't pull it out of you.
they not only did they not pull it out, they saw it and they digressed it.
Suppressed it.
Yes, suppressed it. That's the perfect word. That's what I'm saying. Like for most of us, especially the so-called American Indian.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing.
No,
I'm
I
not
know. I
disagreeing.
know.
So, guides on Mount Everest and surrounding Himalayan regions in Nepal have been accused of operating a massive multi-year insurance fraud sham, approximately from 2022 to 2025, that fabricated or forced unnecessary helicopter rescues for international trekkers, generating roughly 20 million in illicit payouts. The fraud involved a coordinated network of trekking guides, helicopter operators, and hospital staff. They were all in cahoots in Kathmandu, who targeted tourists, particularly from the UK and Australia, with high value insurance policies. Forcing fake rescues, guides would convince climbers suffering from mild altitude sickness that they were in danger of dying, pressuring them to accept a usually unnecessary helicopter evacuation. Poisoning allegations. Some reports
Wow.
indicate guides intentionally made trekkers ill to necessitate these rescues by mixing substances such as baking soda into their food to induce symptoms of altitude sickness. Inflated billing. Operators would fly multiple passengers together but bill insurance companies for separate private helicopter flights. Fabricated medical records. Hospitals in
Damn.
Kathmandu were part of the sham, creating fake patient records, including fraudulent discharge summaries for services never rendered. Voluntary participation. In some instances, tourists were offered cheaper expedition prices in exchange for agreeing to be rescued via helicopter. So that some of the pinks were part of the sham too, the alleged sham.
Wow, because it's a trip, because that's them damn, we got uh Homo sapiens or whatever, Neanderthals. What's the other one? Because that's them people doing that.
I mean, hey, if they're taking advantage of Pink's and Pink's insurance policy, me personally, I don't have a problem with it.
I'm just saying who it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're their own special people. They got their own mix that's not strictly Homo sapien and not Neanderthal.
Yeah.
There's they are mixed with Homo sapien and Neanderthal actually, but they got this other one from that region, Nepal and higher. They got a whole different uh
lineage
anatomy because they can deal with that high. They can deal with the high altitude with no problem.
Yeah, but the human body would adjust. If you were born over there, you would be able to deal with it too.
They're a different being though. It's a different.
Yeah.
Can totally separate them from us.
The Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal stated they found no forensic evidence. They're involved too, allegedly, probably, of
100%.
intentional poisoning, but rather an intense focus on fraudulent rescue operations and insurance billing.
They getting their money.
So they were, in some instances, it says tourists were offered cheaper expedition prices in exchange for agreeing. No tourist is going to come there and say, I want to get to the top of this mountain. And then somebody say, hey, we can run a sham and put some money in your pocket. Right? So these tourists had to be brought in specifically for the scam.
Yeah.
They had no intention.
I was just about to say.
Right?
No.
Yeah. You could have called me.
They were
approached.
Like, they right. They didn't even think about going to Mount Everest. They like,
we got a lick.
The Mount Everest experience.
Yeah.
We're going to bring you in. We're going to check it.
You're going to leave with a $10,000
You're not going to
check.
make it, but
you ain't going to get close.
You're not going to make it.
I don't even want to get close.
Right.
Yeah. Just give me the money.
I mean, nah. Do you have to get close to actually be there?
No.
They got studios all over the world.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick said he did the moon landing. So I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to be anywhere near.
Nowhere
near. All you
near.
gotta say is we're here at the Antarctic and wow, look at that pyramid. That's all it is. Yeah, whatever.
Mount Everest shows that ascension is never an accident. It's a calling. The mountains don't rise to be conquered. It rises to remind us that the highest parts of ourselves are revealed only when we dare to climb beyond our comfort zones, fears, and the limits we inherited. Its winds strip away ego. Its altitude demands honesty, and its summit whispers a truth few ever hear. The view is not a reward, but a reflection of who you became on the journey up. Everest teaches that greatness isn't found at the top. It's forged, to your point of step by step. It's forged in every step that tried to stop you. What did our ancestors say about Mount Everest? Let's see. We're not going to run this whole thing, but let's see what we got.
Yeah, because I'm not sure at all.
You got some pinks on the mountain, so.
Okay, I don't see any. I just see you. I don't see your.
Oh, you're not getting my bad.
You sure?
Slow dancing with the fat woman of fate in the ballroom.
Look at this shit.
Every time you step in there, you just hope that when the music stops, it's not your number.
Heads up.
Yeah, Everest is still a damn risky mountain, but I'm kind of like, well, anyone that wants to learn how to climb.
They could have made a better ladder thing to go across than that shit. They could have put 3 or 4 ladders next to each other
Bro.
Right?
They don't really want you to get there. They want you to die. It's more money in that.
Yeah, they don't care.
Especially when they're recording. If they're recording the shit and you don't make it, oh my God. That
And
first
if
one.
you don't figure it out, the mountain will sort it out real quick.
Dangerous the crowding on Mount Everest could be. Just stuck behind a line of people. It's cool, having a picnic in the icefall.
You can see the headlights going all the way to the summit. You know, right off the bat, I don't know, it feels very callous. It feels very strange.
Oh, here's what he's seeing, the dead body, so.
You're just, I don't know, it feels fine. And everybody this week of the people that are basically still off the bat, you're
there you
seeing
go.
the bodies
What's this,
from the
AI?
previous week of
It's all
the people
staged?
that are basically
It's
still
fake news?
on the climbing line.
I ain't say that. I say everybody don't see that. And be snow over them motherfuckers.
Of course.
Sometimes they see him or whatever. That's what I said. That's all.
Yeah. I don't understand why they can't get them down on their way back. Give them some dignity.
Man, shit.
Maybe bury them or something.
I mean, if it's real, what they say about getting up there, they damn near can't even carry their packs. Anybody else is whatever.
And nobody finds value in the all the equipment they got. The Nepalese can't get that off on the black market.
They
Come up there and
could.
strip them naked.
Oh yeah, they could.
But Pookie and Ray Ray.
It's more money in the people you seeing you take up there.
Yeah.
For them to see that, it's more money in that.
And everybody's just climbing past them, and you're just, I don't know, it feels very callous. It feels very strange.
That's the point I'm making.
You come up this long summit ridge, and as it rolled over that final crest, you could see like, I don't know, maybe 60 or 70 people standing on the summit waiting for the sun to rise.
It was interesting because I was around a lot of other people. I was around a lot of other teams, and it was super crowded that day. I was so tired of waiting in line. I just wanted to get there and get it over with. It was pretty awesome. You can't really argue that standing on top of the world is an amazing experience.
I guess. I guess you was on top of the world.
They got lines on top of the world in the most remote, one of the most remote places in the world. You're waiting in a line. So if that seems tough to fathom.
This is bullshit.
It seems tough to fathom.
Yeah, because it's bullshit. That's why it's tough to fathom, because it's not realistic. It's not the truth.
And we're going to get to number one right here real briefly, but I just want to see what the ancestors say about Mount Everest. Okay. This shit is blowing me. Okay, here we go. Okay. For the ancestors of the local communities near Mount Everest, particularly the Sherpa and Tibetan peoples, the mountain was never a landmark to be conquered. This is consistent, but a sacred living presence inhabited by deities. The ancestors of the region referred to the mountain by names that emphasize its spiritual authority rather than its physical height. Komolunga, Tibetan / Serpa, most commonly translated as goddess, mother of the world, or mother goddess of the mountains. Some interpretations also suggest mother goddess of the valley. Like, how would the ancients have known that this was the highest spot on earth? How would they have known that?
They wouldn't even worried about that point or any of that. They would have just described the highest point of where they were, where they could see.
Sagarmatha, Nepal, often translated as forehead in the sky. There's a forehead right there for you. Forehead in the sky, or goddess of the sky. Sagarmatha, Nepali. And my mom was sky. Forehead in the sky. Interesting. All right. Spiritual beliefs and legends. Traditional oral histories. The abode of a goddess Ancestors believe Everest was home of Myolang Zengma, the goddess of inexhaustible giving. She is one of the 5 sisters of long life who protect the Himalayan region. A living, sleeping being. Some legends describe the mountain not as a pile of rock, but as a sleeping goddess dressed in white who only opens her eyes of God when natural disasters approach. And that's interesting. They could be saying this is a big volcano.
Sounds like it could be, but
Right. Sacred sanctuary. Serper traditions holds that the valleys surrounding the mountains are Baal, hidden valleys or places of refuge declared holy by the 8th century Saint Guru Rinpoche, testing believers. Sudden wind and snow were often interpreted as the goddess testing the faith and purity of those nearby. Ancestral taboos and respect. Because of its sacred status, the relationship with the mountain was governed by strict spiritual laws. Avoidance of climbing, to your point, Brother Wordsmith. So maybe you felt something
yeah.
spiritually.
Yeah.
Avoidance of climbing. For centuries, ancestors traditionally did not climb the high peaks. They believed that ascending onto the goddess was not a spiritual act and could potentially anger her. Thus, probably all the people laying up there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Lead their ass where they at.
Amplified karma. It was believed that karma is amplified on and around the mountain. So all those people who go up there and watch those bodies and leave them there self because they want to get to the top and then come back and tell the world they did it. That karma is amplified. Arrogance, violence, or even speaking ill of the peak. I didn't want to wait in line. That pissed me off waiting in line. I get all the way up there. Speaking ill of the peak could lead to immediate misfortune or black years for the entire community. So,
has happened for whoever.
Yeah, somebody should do a study on that. Permission and puja. Before anyone could even approach the mountain for work or travel, they had to perform a puja ceremony to ask the goddess for permission and forgiveness for their presence. So if those Sherpas aren't doing those Sherpas, Sherpas perform today. If they're not doing that,
you ain't going if they ain't doing that.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's an extra fee.
Oh yeah, that's extra. Yeah, that's extra. yeah, that's extra. The Uber to get there is probably $400.
Them of us like, hey, I'm not taking your ass up here if you don't do this.
And then they got a guy who does that, and they splitting the kickbacks.
Yeah,
with the guy. But they're taking advantage of the pink tourists. You don't see no problem with that, do you?
Well, I mean, it ain't all pink just going up there, but
that's true.
I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. I'm not mad at them for that. I'm just saying I wouldn't be exploited.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you're standing on 75th and Jeffrey, for instance, and you see a bunch of Asians, and they ask you for a loose square, and you happen to have some loose squares, and you can get $5 for a cigarette. You're gonna sell it, right?
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to imagine me with a cigarette, but
standing on the corner selling loose squares. But if you can get one off for $5, you know what I mean?
Getting the kick, I probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like it's like a blunt. If I have a blunt and somebody's, I don't know, is trying to purchase a blunt,
you give them a regular price.
I probably won't sell it.
Yeah, you give it to them.
No, I probably wouldn't.
But if it was a pink from Australia, you're just gonna give it to them.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. I don't.
Pink asked you to go find them some booger sugar cocaine.
No,
you're just gonna give it to them for regular price. You're not gonna upsell.
No. I'll smoke my blunt and not pass it. You're misunderstanding me. I say I will not give me anything. I can have weed, all that. And I'm not a drug dealer.
Yeah.
I don't sell weed.
Oh, they love to assume that you the plug.
Yeah.
Don't they?
So I'll just smoke my weed and let the
they
chips
love
fall
to
when they
assume
may.
you the plug.
But don't have to share.
You don't have to pass it. All right, y'all. We're getting to number 1, which is everyone's been waiting on. All right. And that's going to be the Northern Lights, which I don't understand why they aren't Southern Lights, Self. I'm going to dig into that a little later. Why this only happens in the North and not in the South. I mean, it's a globe, for God's sakes.
No.
There should be Eastern lights, Western lights, no?
Yeah, because it's not a globe. That's where you got it fucked up.
The northern lights are Earth's most ethereal performance. Waves of green, purple, and blue light, even lights that we can't see with our human eye.
Yeah.
You see more when you put it on a camera.
Very similar to rainbows.
Yeah. That ripple across the polar sky like the planet is painting in real time. Their splendor comes from their unpredictability, sometimes a soft glow, sometimes a full cosmic storm that dances overhead with impossible grace. Standing beneath them feels like standing inside a living myth where the sky opens, the world quiets, and you're reminded that even in the darkest nights, something extraordinary can rise and move across your life with luminous power.
Yes, sir, power.
Power. All right, we only got one video of this thing, maybe two, but they're not long.
We all know the aurora borealis are a spectacular display happening above, but do you really know what causes it?
What causes it?
What is the aurora borealis?
When we watch that dazzling display of light, it's actually telling us a story. It's a story that began on the sun, traveled all the way to Earth, had a series of interactions in the magnetic field, and led to this beautiful display overhead.
The aurora borealis are caused by particles, electrons and protons, blasted out from the sun in all directions and colliding with gases in the Earth's atmosphere. Those particles travel 150 million kilometers from the sun to reach Earth. That can take from 2 to 4 days. That flow of particles is called the solar wind.
A lot of particles, when they reach the magnetic field, are deflected away into space.
Now, you see that picture? There should be southern lights from how this picture is shown.
Bro,
it should be Eastern lights. You see that?
They're just lying because it's it kind of is everywhere because the rainbows show up a little bit when the light's reflected. But I agree with you 100%. And they're bullshit. 100% they bullshit.
Now, let me hear their
Actually, Northern Lights, if this connotation is correct, it's a very serious dip in the north and south of this display. So, I mean, are they saying that at the very least, what you're saying, that it should be Northern Lights and Southern Lights?
Something.
From this.
But let me see. Let me hear their science.
But some become trapped in the magnetic field. And what's going on is that there's this little spark that occurs, this release of energy that we see in the form of light. And so now imagine that overhead there are billions of these tiny little space, but some become and led to this beautiful display overhead. A series of interactions in the traveled all the way to Earth, had a series of story. It's a story that began on the sun, traveled, telling us a story. When we watch that dazzling display of light, it's actually telling us a story. The story that began on the sun, traveled all the way to Earth, had a series of interactions in the magnetic field, and led to this beautiful display overhead.
The aurora borealis are caused by particles, electrons and protons.
Okay, electrons and protons blasted out from the sun. Okay.
Blasted out from the sun in all directions and colliding with gases in the Earth's atmosphere.
Okay.
Those particles travel 150 million kilometers from the sun to reach Earth. That can take from 2 to 4 days. That flow of particles is called the solar wind.
A lot of particles, when they reach the magnetic field, are deflected away into space, but some become trapped in the magnetic field. And what's going on is that there's this little spark that occurs, this release of energy that we see in the form of light.
They can't explain that little spark.
No.
And
they just conveniently leave that out. And if you raise your hand and ask that question, they give you some word salad.
Yeah, because they can't explain that because it's the spark of life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. The stuff the angels has been telling, the chi, all that comes in different names.
Yeah.
Now imagine that overhead there are billions of these tiny little sparks going on.
Billions.
And the sequence of light, these little flashes of light, are what we see and call aurora.
They didn't explain shit.
You can't.
They didn't explain shit. They put this guy up here with his little fruity goatee up here to move his hands around. They didn't explain shit.
I mean, he can't explain it. It's unexplainable.
Boy, he studied this. He's probably a PhD, for God's sakes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. PhD is pretty stupid.
Yeah, and they didn't tell him. They didn't say who he was and what his fucking.
So if you're living in
proclivities
northern
were.
Canada or northern Scandinavia, northern Russia, around the North Magnetic Pole, and you look up, what you're seeing is this waterfall of particles that are following a magnetic field line into Earth's upper atmosphere.
So why are they different colors? The Earth's atmosphere is made up of nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases, commonly known as air. The colors of the aurora depends on the gas molecules that the particles are mixing with.
What other gases?
Green, the most common color of aurora, is a charged
Boy,
particle
you know they
mixing
gonna
with
be
oxygen.
stupid.
I mean, how hard would it have been to continue telling us? You said nitrogen, oxygen. How many other gases could there have been? They could have named them all.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. But they, just like you said,
Word salad.
Yeah, 2-minute songs. They
Mhm.
they cannot explain everything. They cannot. Motherfuckers would be like scroll. As soon
True.
as they start going into that part is, scroll.
True.
Blue is when they mix with nitrogen.
Generally along the lower edge, we see a really intense, very vibrant purple color. That's an indication of particles interacting with nitrogen.
Astronomer and
He
physicist
discovered
Galileo actually coined the term aurora borealis in 16.
They love to show a picture of the white. He discovered itself.
It's so stupid that they can say anybody that is extreme light skin discovered any fucking thing.
It's 1619. So damn all the people before he was even born who were looking at all of this.
Bro, he might not even been white. That's the
Very
whole
true.
thing.
Very true. Galileo, very true. He looks like
All
God.
the motherfuckers, bro.
He looks like the depiction of God.
Well, I mean, this shit.
It's all subliminal.
This is a fantasy. That ain't even how the motherfucker look.
Looks like Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's just complete bullshit. They,
Conditioning.
In 1919, it was after Aurora, the Roman goddess of mourning. He mistakenly thought that the auroras were due to sunlight reflecting from the atmosphere, according to NASA, though indigenous northerners have...
According to NASA. So NASA knows what he mistakenly thought.
NASA don't know shit. Never a straight answer.
How the fuck did NASA have this information about what he knew in 1619?
Yeah, because it's a fucking propaganda video.
It sure is.
Auroras were due to
Let's
sunlight
see.
reflecting from the atmosphere, according to NASA, though
CBC
indigenous
News.
northerners have oral traditions about the lights that go back generations.
Yeah. See,
How
the
high up are the
indigenous
auroras?
Had traditions going back generations before him.
Hell yeah.
Aurora are between 100 and 500 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. How high is that? The International Space Station
Hold
orbits the
on,
Earth
about
at about
5 more
400
minutes,
kilometers above the surface.
Falling
Astronauts on
apart
the
out
space
there.
station often get a side view of the aurora.
That's still cool too, because
I'm
the
here.
side view of an aurora can give you an unbelievable show. It shows you how tall an aurora can be.
Looking at new missions to better understand
There
the
it is,
relationship
space.
between the sun and the Earth, and forecasting aurora
From
more
where?
visible in the north. While most auroras
Lower
occur in a
north.
band called the auroral oval.
Okay.
That's a huge ring of aurora
There
above
it
the
is,
Earth's
south.
north and south magnetic poles.
Okay.
The northern lights we see are just a small section of the auroral oval.
I've never heard
Places
of
like
southern
Alaska,
lights.
Greenland, Scandinavia, and northern Canada are the perfect zone because they're close to the auroral oval. If you're at high latitudes anywhere on the planet, chances are every single night there is auroral activity overhead. When there is active space weather, it can push the auroral oval like an elastic band further south. That's when people right across Canada and even the United States can see the aurora. And let's not forget the southern lights. People
Southern
living near
lights.
the South Pole can see the aurora borealis's cousin, Aurora australis.
It's really
Never
truly
heard
a
of that.
scientific
You ever
wonder.
heard of that?
And
No.
Never heard of Southern Lights. Nobody's ever taken the time to mention that to me.
We gotta
How
look
can
in-
you teach a child about Northern
We
Lights?
gotta look into it because I never heard of it. And at this point in time in my life, all the rabbit holes I've been in, some shit that been made up. They
Like you
make
said,
it
it
up
could be a different timeline. How can you
yeah,
teach children about northern lights and not teach us about southern lights? Not even mention it.
because they don't want you to know nothing about the Southern Lights.
They don't even want you to go down there. You know the constellations out there look different. The moon is upside down when you get down there, they say.
Man, bro. Yeah, this simulation got a lot of shit that's like crazy. Like shit that don't make sense. Like where the oceans meet, that line
Yeah.
between Australia
That blew
and,
my
and,
mind.
and Asia, completely different animals will not cross that motherfucker.
All
There
right.
ain't no kangaroos across that line, and
No.
birds and fish won't swim on the other side. This is a simulation. At least my
What
opinion.
what do northern lights reveal about the beauty that awakens when we let our inner light rise in the darkness that surrounds us?
Everybody gotta use their own light and shine all the time.
This
Like
little light of
you
mine,
got to
I'm gonna
be
let it shine.
authentically yourself.
This little light
And
of
if you're not,
mine,
you need to go back to the drawing
I'm
board.
gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
I was
I'm
done.
gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, you know, Coach don't like Negro spirituals. It's beneath him. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let me get the picture. Like Brother Wordsmith said, the Northern Lights show that darkness is not the enemy, it's the canvas. The aurora doesn't wait for perfect conditions, it ignites in the coldest, quietest nights, turning the sky into a river of living color. Its glow reminds us all that our own brilliance often appears in the moments we feel most uncertain or unseen. Like the aurora, we are meant to shimmer through the shadows, to move with mystery, and to let our inner light dance boldly, to Brother Wordsmith's point, across the sky of our becoming.
Yes,
That is
sir.
interesting. Go ahead, my bad.
I'll just say yes, sir.
All right, y'all, and we are in the last very segment. I just want to just take a quick peek at what did the ancestors say about Northern Lights. This is number one on the list. I do want to check these out. It'd be nice to visit one of these northern places. All right. Check out the Northern Lights. And they say stuff when you film it with your camera, you're gonna see more than what you're gonna see with your nude eye.
No doubt.
All right. In Inuit Arctic regions, amongst various Inuit groups, the lights were often seen as spirits of ancestors. That could be ancestor echoes. That could be. One common belief was that they were souls playing games in the sky, sometimes described as kicking a walrus skull back and forth. Guess that's where soccer came from. In some communities, people would whistle at the lights to interact with them, though others warned against whistling at the lights. So we got to get over there and whistle at the lights. So
Yeah.
the Norse, Scandinavia, the Norse people had several. These are the tall whites. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
The Norse people had several interpretations. One idea linked the lights to the Valkyries. I've heard of them. Supernatural beings guiding fallen warriors to the afterlife. The glow was thought to reflect off their armor as they rode across the sky. The Sami in Northern Europe, from the Sami people or the Sami people, the lights were sacred and somewhat dangerous. They were often believed to be souls of the dead or powerful spirits. People avoided waving, shouting, or drawing attention to them out of respect and sometimes fear. The Algonquin peoples, don't we have Algonquin in Illinois? Yeah.
Yeah. It's Algonquin, Illinois.
Yeah, Algonquin. The Algonquin people, Canada region, some Algonquin people's traditions describe the lights as ancestors. They all describe as ancestors dancing around fire in the sky, watching over the living. But science explains it as a word salad. Finnish traditions and Finnish folklore, the lights were called revontulet, meaning fox fires. According to legend, a magical fox ran across the snow, its tail sweeping sparks into the sky that became the aurora. Across these, huh?
Is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it all sounds like food salad nonsense.
Across these traditions, a common thread appears. The lights weren't just a natural event; they were alive with meaning, connected to ancestor spirits or messages from another world. That's what we got.
For sure.
All right. Go ahead, bro.
Man, our ancestors presented a lot of perspective and options. The good, the bad, the ugly, and you choose. And I'm not mad. I'm still a work in progress, so I'm working.
Facts. We all are. And I just find it fascinating that all of the ancients said that those were our ancestors up there. And when you marry that with near-death experiences, it's possible. Go ahead, bro.
It's more than probable, especially if you know that this is a simulation, then there is a creator that came from somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, we're not obviously going to show this whole video because we're at the end here. Just wanted to show you your ancestors.
Huh?
Or a bunch of particles from the sun. You're the sun.
That's some other people ancestors.
That would be amazing to see. Let me kill volume. Yeah, it would be, huh?
Absolutely.
Shoot some fireworks, American fireworks off up in there.
She's like, I got the Michael Jackson feature, and I'm a young white lady from Australia. How I don't know how I date it, but I run in this, and oh, we can't put that in there. No Diana Ross. Oh damn, huh? Can't. Oh, okay, we can't. Oh, so like I gotta cut like a third of the film out. That's funny. I'm just being funny and facetious. I've not seen the film.
Yeah, people all up in a roar because they didn't talk about the case he beat. All right. And lying ass money grabbers putting the children at risk and complaining about it.
Or Diana Ross. That shit was funny as hell. They shot it all and all that. Then Diana Ross said no.
Did she?
Yeah.
She threatened to sue him over the.
Oh no, she told them no, you can't use it.
But it's how can she do that? It's all you gotta do is put a fucking disclaimer up in the beginning.
No, you can't. You couldn't use her image, likeness, or
man, that's some bullshit.
I think she had a contract with them, and it was
I'd have told her ass to kick rocks. Ranking the top 9 natural wonders of the world, part 2. People, please like smash. Because it seems like
I hear you.
No documentary could ever be done if it just took one person to be like, "Oh, you can't use me in that."
That wasn't a documentary.
It was a biopic.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, exactly. And none of them have the full truth to them.
Correct.
So, but this part just eliminated.
What was it that she didn't want? How did they depict her? Do you know? She was having sexual proclivities with him.
Yeah, pedophilia type of
Oh.
angle. But they didn't.
Well,
I don't know if that was in the movie, but it was.
So R. Kelly could have stopped 50 Cent's documentary and told him no.
You keep talking about documentary, and this it's a biopic.
It's just word salad. It's all the same shit.
No, it's not. A biopic is some made up shit. Whole lot of made up shit.
It's fiction. Fiction.
And you're saying documentary, which is at least labeled as more, and it's not actors in the motherfucker. They talking to people and all of that. You know what I mean? Like biopic is way different.
I don't know the difference.
I do.
There's some shit they invented because I never heard the term before 10 years ago. What's the difference between?
Right. But it's not a documentary. It's some shit some people made up.
So if it's all fiction, how can one person say you can't use it?
What do you mean? I mean, if
it's made up, that means it's fiction.
If it's some documentary shit, then you can't use it. If you, I said what I said with Diana Ross is she had a contract, and she, however it went, she was like, no, you can't use that
because of the pedophilia.
Yeah,
the alleged pedophilia.
The angle that they put her in, she had a right of refusal for.
Okay, so a biopic and a documentary can both be about real people or events, but they're built very differently in how they tell the story. A biopic is a dramatic movie based on a real person's life, uses actors playing real people, includes recreated scenes, dialogue, and dramatized moments, often fills in gaps with interpretation or creative license, focuses on emotional storytelling and character arcs. A documentary is a nonfiction film meant to present real events and facts. So, like I'm saying, when I mentioned R. Kelly, that was a documentary. It seems like he would have had more leverage to say, no, I'm going to sue the shit out of you for putting this shit up here as real events and facts when it's not real. And I'm right here telling you it was all bullshit.
Well, it was a documentary, and he would have a hard time proving that a lot of the shit that they put in there was false.
He don't have to prove it's false. They have to prove it's true.
They put it out, so it's already
true.
It's already in the public's. It's already in the public's view. So
correct. So he should have sued the shit out of them.
Yeah, in court. I mean, but the problem is too much of it was true.
Allegedly. So you're saying somebody can make a documentary about your life, put anything in there and call it a documentary, and you won't do nothing about it?
No, I didn't say that. He did something about it. He tried to fight it, but his fight was because there was a lot of shit that was true in it. You know, I don't know how to say any other way. I
mean, have you seen it?
I saw some of it.
And how do you know it was
as much
true?
as I can stomach? I don't.
So why do you keep saying it was true?
Because I met people that was affected by R. Kelly and what they described and what they told me. She went to U of I.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. Well, you learn something new every day. So we put up a poll last week. I don't know if anybody else participated in the poll. We're going to run through it real quick because it's related. Are you more enamored / impressed with feats of human engineering or natural beauty? 0% were rubbing their bum on the fence on this one. 25% are more enamored with human stuff, you know, and then 75% are more enamored with nature. Brother Wordsmith and I both revealed we chose the nature over the man-made stuff. So there's that. So the views expressed in today's pod are those of the host, the guests, and are not necessarily reflective of any affiliates or TATN. As we wrap up, let's see here, we're going to close this out here. As we wrap up and stand at the summit of the world's greatest natural wonders, remember, Every one of these places exists because the earth refused to stay small. Mountains rose, rivers carved, volcanoes erupted, waterfalls fell for thousands of feet, all because nature kept choosing expansion over limitation. And that same force lives within you. The same courage to rise, the same patience to carve a new path, the same brilliance to shine in ways that feel impossible until they're undeniable. These top 9 wonders ain't just destinations, they're reminders. Reminders that your growth and development won't always be gentle, your evolution won't always be quiet, and your beauty won't always be understood at first glance. But like the greatest creations on this planet, you are allowed to take up space to transform, to erupt, to flow, to glow. You are allowed to be a wonder in progress. So as you move through your week, carry one truth with you. The world's most powerful landscapes were shaped by pressure, time, and persistence. The same ingredients shaping you. Honor your journey, honor your becoming, and honor the wonder you already are within. Stay curious, stay informed, stay aware, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay true to self. Also, love yourself and others around you deeply. Remember, ask not what our culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. Silence is violence. Continue to question everything. The Self Love Show ain't cancer, Toto. Peer down the rabbit hole and do your own research, but use caution and discernment. Because sometimes when you stare into the abyss, well, the abyss stares right back into you. Peace, self-love, honor, and respect. We'll let you know what we got going next week. Let's see if we can wrangle in a guest. I'll work on that intently.
Man, damn, we got
Nuke the lawyer.
He wouldn't come on. I don't even know if he's a lawyer, but he's in the financial game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just a call away. He waiting.
Yeah, I've been hearing from Brother Horn too. So
man.
Told him I'm gonna reach out and call him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Spolly Tricks on Sunday. So we got a lot to unpack. We're gonna do our way too early Bears prediction.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we're gonna pick our way too early division winners. So
NFC North, baby.
Well, you know they're picking us third this year. We don't get no. We still haven't earned respect.
We ain't never had no respect.
We still ain't earned respect.
We ain't never had no respect. So fuck them and it.
Yeah. It's an open panel, so the link will be in the chat. Anybody's welcome to pull up. Be advised, if you do pull up, don't forget what?
Your mouthpiece. You could get left all wet. Just
that's right. That's right. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. All right. So that brings us to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's where this brother's going to summarize the whole shebang off the rip, top of the dome. And that's going to be Wordsmith's final words out there, 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 out there.
Shit.
Hey, yo, is that Sway?
No, it's Tory Words. I'm gonna let you know my flow is superb, and I'm gonna bring it back like smoking herb. I've been doing this for a very long time. Fluent with gift the gab. I developed off in a lab. Y'all don't know I'm ghetto fab, but you will, cause you know I'ma show how I do. Go through it like fluid, man, I get to it. I choose it. Never lose with the gift I got. They wanna mess around an intricate plot. Break suckers down, nigga know we gon' stop. Non-stop, when we gon' rock. I am the most beautifulest world wonder. Y'all talk shit, but I suck them down and pull them asunder. You make you wonder, thinking you can deal with it, know that I'ma come to a whole situation you ain't propagating. All you niggas hating like Satan. But there are things you can't hate about. Natural things that leave no doubt that there is a creator, a higher investigator, evaluator. Man, ain't much you can outweigh. It just make you think. They don't want to mess around. I'ma gonna take you to the brink. Selection, protection, ill type things that they ain't reflecting, they ain't connecting. Cause I've seen things that you can't even dream. And I'm a microphone fiend. But I'm not fiending now. I want to show you when, where, and how, and why. You should understand that we gon' blow the spot like wow. Eviscerate up. Burn up your bullshit like an incinerator. Develop styles that are even greater. Higher investigator. But we talking about the greatest natural designs and how they developed through space and time. We really don't know. We only know from our grind. The research that we can pull. But truly, deep within, we know it's all bull. It's on the cruise effect, thinking they can mess with me, but I build and tear shit down like an erector set. Derect your bullshit and erect truth. I'm living proof. Damn. It might seem like I think too highly of myself, but I am one of the natural. They can't doubt me. It's not unfactual or contractual, because I take it to the limit. Bring me hardcore, no gimmicks. Don't care about none of y'all chasing the percentage. Infinite. Gifted with. The 10th world wonder in this series. But no one can get near me. I think it's a trip that most of these wonders are in the Americas. I ain't fearing it, and I'm bearing all truth. For some reason, I knew since my youth, since the day that my great-grandfather told me we was chata, couldn't ignore it. My grandmother implored it. But like a lot of our people at that time, they was trying to protect us from the BS of letting people know your lineage, because we didn't go to the Trail of Tears. We stayed where we was at. No fears. But that's a whole different show. love 5 through 1. Man, check it out for yourself. I'll let you know. Words.
Words. Words. Be blessed, y'all. Karen,
Love,
take
honor,
us away.
respect.
Yes, sir.
Time is now, my people. We must stand together.
I will eat the right foods that
I go myself. Oh, my health.
I'm glad to be me now and nobody else.
Man, know thyself.
I will eat the right foods that I
Grow myself.
Cause the wrong way stole
Oh, my health.
I'm glad to be me now and nobody else. Yo,
Bullets.
in the code, know the scriptures, potions and elixirs.
Come on, Karen. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, well, an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
You want to be a slave? Vibrate greed. Ego. Fear. That's how they make you a slave. You end up in prison.
Okay. 'Cause I know for sure, charity plus humility times love is freedom.
That's how you get out. Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
We've got two who can see.
Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Yeah. Vibrate love.
See if you can hear it. You never die when you breathe in the Holy Spirit. Swine ain't divine, the people they won't go near it. Salad bar spinning at your avatar here to bring you back to God. Just like Master Far sent you. The end ain't always happy.
And forgiveness is love's supreme vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Healthy people, heal thy people. That's a commandment.
Yeah, 'cause hurt people, for sure, gonna try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man, like Big Meech.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys, man.
Prison to slavery.
Check that 13th Amendment if you don't believe it. And be Yah. Walk on water.
Man. Move mountains.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Yes, sir. Week by week, that mountain is getting weak. It's moving. Look at it.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
Still got them, bro.
Got mine.
Same, man. Stop snitching on y'allself. Take school serious.
Be sure to subscribe.